News, I'm Mel Usher.
The 2024 Mitsubishi Triton comes with 10 years warranty, plus 3 years free servicing, only at Agostino Mitsubishi.
Opposition leader Peter Dutton has used a key speech to make the case for nuclear energy. He argues the power source is crucial for Australia to hit its climate goals. But Mr Dutton hasn't put a price tag on the plan or explained how much energy would be generated, only promising the details will be announced in due course. He says nuclear must be part of Australia's energy mix.
I want a better environment for our future generations by adopting cleaner energy. And we can have cheaper, cleaner and consistent energy if we adopt nuclear power. And zero-emission nuclear power is our only chance to reach net zero by 2050.
3 teenagers aged 15 and 16 have been charged over an alleged home invasion and theft of 2 vehicles at Aldgate. A Mercedes SUV and Ford Ranger were taken just before 7 this morning, but later found at Paradise. The offenders arrested nearby. Consumer advocates say there needs to be more transparency around supermarket pricing to ensure discounts offered to customers are genuine. The ACCC is taking separate court action against both Woolworths and Coles, accusing them of increasing the prices of hundreds of products before putting them on sale, creating an illusion of savings for consumers. Choice Senior Campaign and Policy Advisor B. Sherwood says people looking for savings shouldn't be left worse off.
These confusing and potentially misleading promotional practices at the major supermarkets are making it really difficult for consumers to know what is and isn't a genuine discount.
Proposed Reserve Bank reforms now have an uncertain future, with the Greens demanding an interest rate cut in exchange for their support. The minor party says it won't back the changes unless the RBA reduces rates or Labor forces it to do so. The reforms would see the current board split into 2, one to set the cash rate and one to run the bank. Greens Economic Justice spokesman Nick McKim says his demands are clear.
They've got to bring interest rates down. We are unashamedly using our political power in the Parliament to fight for mortgage holders in Australia who are getting smashed by high interest rates at the moment.
More than 150,000 Australians are digging into their super to pay for medical procedures, but advocates for older adults say it can be risky to access retirement savings for other purposes. Council on the Ageing Chief Executive Patricia Sparrow says it shouldn't be happening.
We need to make sure that essential healthcare, including dental, is affordable for all people at whatever age, and we also need to make sure that people have enough money in their retirement, and we're very supportive that the federal government currently has legislation before the Parliament to legislate that the purpose of superannuation is for a dignified retirement.
There's been a small earthquake near Clare. The magnitude 2.3 tremor recorded at Spalding in the early hours of this morning. And Elon Musk plans to launch 5 uncrewed starships to Mars. His company SpaceX intends to send the ships over 2 years. If successful, Musk hopes missions with humans on board are possible within 4 years. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the 2024 AFL footy cards at Sports Card World Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
There have been exit meetings at Alberton today after Port's season came to an end on Friday night. Carlton's Patrick Cripps could win his second Brownlow tonight. He's a favourite heading into the count. Tony Popovic has been unveiled as the new coach of the Socceroos. He's signed until the end of the 2026 World Cup. And Aussie Daniel Ricciardo finished 18th at the Singapore Grand Prix in what could be the last race in his Formula One career. Lando Norris took the checkered flag. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Make a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area this summer. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
They've got a couple of issues to look out for. A rollover in Seacombe Heights on Morford Road near La Hunt Street. A 2-car smash in Willunga Hill on Victor Harbour Road near Brookman Road. And traffic lights out in Collinswood at the corner of Nottage Terrace and North East Road. Combining comfort and cutting-edge technology, make the Mercedes-Benz GLA City Edition yours for $66,900 drive away. Visit Mercedes-Benz Adelaide and Unley. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotaMaterialHandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy this afternoon, a shower or 2 tomorrow, 22. Wednesday, a shower or 2 down to 16. And Thursday, 18. Right now, it's 19 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you. I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, 9 exclusive. The family of an SA police officer killed in the line of duty speaks for the first time. Their grief and their pride. Also tonight, biscuits, cereal, pasta and pet food. Woolworths and Coles accused of fooling you into thinking products were on special. And we exposed the paperless receipt data trap. 9 News. Your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show.
Get around the little bar!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
Pick the beauty!
7 after 4 o'clock on this Monday. Good afternoon. We have arrived at the last week in September. It is AFL Grand Final week. 2 teams remain and only one can be crowned Premier. And the only downside to it all is no South Australian team will be featuring.
And the Swans, for the 5th time under John Longmire, will play off in a grand final. And for Ken Hinkley, the wait for a grand final continues.
Yeah, footy in SA is done and dusted. The A1s were won by Port Districts. Ponga beat Victor Harbour by a point. The Wine Flyers beat the Flaggies. Porter out, yep, back to building that jigsaw puzzle. Glenelg beat my beloved Redlegs by a kick. The best grand final I can remember for years. 35,000 there, Koshy, just saying. Timmy, here's the thing. Because I don't have any class, you know that, I'm unprofessional. I officially hate the game. What? I do.
What do you mean?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Well,
what do you mean you hate it?
I hate the game.
Why?
Today I hate it. Well, I lost a grand final by less than a kick.
You're still in the 24-hour window, aren't you?
Well, I am.
Yeah, which is understandable.
And your team lost.
You're allowed that.
Turn it up. I want to really Suki Lala. Yeah. Your team lost.
Well, I'm over my 24-hour rule, so...
Your team were dumb.
I had to move on.
Dumb.
Well, that's a bit harsh.
Well, they were. Yeah. You know they were bombing it into that forward line. Dumb. I hate the game. Turn it up again. My team lost by a kick.
We want people to get involved, Stephen. We can't be calling everybody
put
dumb
it down.
and
No,
playing
let's
depressing
get into
music.
Yeah, I know. But
jeez,
try
82230. Help!
Yeah.
Help!
Depressed are you?
Try. Oh, we'll get to the Sanford. That was just as a spectacle of this great game. There was no better. And to Glenelg, I want the first thing that come out of my lips. Congratulations. Well done. Thoroughly deserved. Your grit in that second half. Unbloody believable. We'll drill down on that. Hey, Port didn't bring the heat, Timmy. We know that on Friday. They went back to what I call bombing it in to their forwards. Not that you weren't mentioning that every day of the week last week. You'd be disappointed with that.
Yeah, it sort of fell into, a little, I told you so. Didn't want it to happen, and it ended up did happening. Because what happens when under pressure and when we have a taller forward line, and especially when Charlie's in there, they had this obsession with going long.
Getting in long and quick.
And it just hangs in the air. And what do defenders love? They love a high ball. You beauty. Here we go. They smash it down the ground.
And then away they went. Here's Ken on the inefficiency going forward.
Sometimes it's not what we do, it's what they do that causes you to do some of those things. And look, we know, and it's been a constant. Our efficiency going forward has been a challenge for us, and we work really hard at it. But I think we've done a pretty good job to get to this point. And clearly tonight we got showed up in the area where that has hurt us a few times.
So who's giving the wrong message? Who's not doing their job? Who's the forward coach? Chad.
Yep.
And who's the senior coach?
Ken.
So who wins there? Who's not? Blind Freddie could tell you that wasn't going to work.
But it's also about your movement going in, so your mids have got to be involved.
Well, who's your ball movement coach?
It's everybody. I actually don't know. I know that you...
Do you have a ball movement coach?
I don't know.
Well, Crows had one. His name was James Rahili. Yeah, he's now at Geelong, and have a look at their ball movement.
And they put that in the hands of Scott Burns this year, is that right?
I think so.
So I don't know who plays that role, if anybody is singly actioned with that task.
But someone's not listening. How come everybody, including the Seven commentary team, the Fox commentary team, you all week, Treaders that sat there, and Campo, let's have a listen to him, all week, don't bomb it long.
One issue is the personnel, but I think the method's not quite at the level.
Just bombing the ball in, and
we've seen it all year as well. But you get away with it against, the bottom 8 teams, and that's how you get your wins. But when you're playing against a finely tuned team like this, or Brisbane or Geelong, those top teams, even GWS, who are no longer in it, they're sharp when it comes to that stuff. So if you keep doing the same thing, it's definition of insanity. So we can be hard on the forwards, but it's sometimes the method.
Yeah. Now, all week you were talking about that. And Campo.
Wanted to avoid
so it's landed there. Sydney won by 6 goals. I thought they just had too much class across the field. We'll speak to Stud because he reckons you're a couple of players short with that. They had 70 more touches. They won contested ball inside 50 and ground ball. Had 61 more marks. Now, again, not in hindsight, you said, and Campo, you've got to stop down those unchained marks, the uncontested marks. They had 61 more. Inexcusable. And 48 tackles. So you didn't bring the heat, the game plan and the pressure you did the week before.
And it's disappointing that they couldn't reproduce that.
Yeah.
I sort of assessed it like the Geelong final was a fail. It was a terrible performance. We know, I think I described it in Jack's favourite word, insipid, which was a great word.
Oh, that's a strong word.
It was. It was a 1 out of 10. It was pathetic, right?
Yeah.
They bounced back. The semi-final
Credit
was
to
a
them.
man-on-man, manic, all chips in performance.
Yes.
It's an 8 out of 10 against the rising Hawthorn team.
Yeah.
But it felt like all tickets were used.
Okay.
Then came into this final, they were flat. The skill level was incredibly low. It was an ugly performance. It was not a very smart performance, by the way. We entered in there.
Yeah.
They were under pressure right from the beginning.
Great assessment.
They weren't up to the level.
Yeah.
And I thought they tried, but they were tired and they were finished, and I think they spent their tickets the week before. Yeah. And what it is, for me, they're home and away. You look at, and there's a reason they call it minor round, because it's minorly important compared to the major round. They get an 8 out of 10 because they finished second. And a lot of people say, oh, they shouldn't have been second. They shouldn't. You know what? You aren't. So they were second.
It doesn't lie after 24 rounds.
But what it does, it gets you a home final.
Yeah.
What you do with it from that moment onwards, and I feel like we failed in the first week.
You did.
And failing in the first week ended up probably costing us in the third week.
Yeah.
And that's
great assessment.
Got to get better. Got to get better at that. And that's we'll get into it a bit deeper with Treaders later on.
Yeah, great assessment. Kim was very circumspect post game on the what, the who, the where, and who to blame.
I do understand that as the head coach, you cop the brunt of that. And I'm okay with copping the brunt. But the reality is, you can't do this without a full club. You just can't. No one person is going to do it on his own, whether that's one player, whether that's one coach, anything to do with the footy club. You need the whole club.
Before you comment, I'm going to go straight to Lee Matthews. He had this to say.
I don't think there's any difference between a coach who can get his team from preliminary final to grand final or win a premiership. Like, it's not as if there's this golden magic bullet. Some teams are good enough and the coach gets the credit for it. And that's what Ken Hinkley's saying. It's a group of people now that coordinate the playing group, coordinate the list management. And right at the moment, the main thing at Port, we've got to get a better list together. I wouldn't think in any case, or shape or form, is Ken Hinkley unable to take a club to the next step.
You agree?
Well, it hasn't been proven. And that's the thing. It hasn't been proven.
So what's that? 4 prelims you lost?
4 prelims.
2 by a kick or less.
Yeah. And probably that forward issue that we're talking about, the forward entry issue, always raising its head in all of those series. Yeah. So that's the issue, is being able to fix that. And we haven't been able to fix it in that time. So it's a unique home-style food text from Marco. And there's probably a little bit in this. He says, look, after that first final, we see a snarling, short-tempered, combative in the media, Ken Hinkley. He knew that, things were on the line, and it was an I'm going down swinging type attitude.
And I loved it.
But he says as soon as Kosh guaranteed his job after beating Hawthorn, it went straight to being comfortable, content. So Marco makes that point. And that's back to my point about always living on the edge.
Yeah.
Living on the edge makes you do incredibly desperate things. That's why when it's a do-or-die final, I always used to speak to people pre-finals. They'd say, can you come and talk to the team or whatever? I'd say, you're going to do things that you've never been able to do before. Yeah. You're going to reach levels and heights that you never thought you could reach. You know why? Yeah. Because you're on the edge. And when you're on the edge and it means so much, you lift to another level. Yeah. That's being on the edge.
Yeah. There'd be a song about that, wouldn't there? On the edge.
Well, there's going to be. I'm right.
No, well said, and you're right, and you've got every right to say that because you've done that time in, time out. A number of texts coming through. Hey, Row, can you feel it? Well, no, I can't. This is all I can feel. Play myself. Yes. My team lost the grand final by a kick.
What about the opening text said, Timmy, FIVEAA call of the Sandford grand final. Binder from Norwood puts the Redlegs 4 goals up in the third quarter. Did I hear Rose say, game over?
Yep.
You did.
Sam called it with me. Oh, they were running on top of the ground.
That was from Andrew.
I had the Cuban cigars out. As I said to the Bricky team this morning, I had the old slippers on, just about ready to get the old smoking jacket. You beauty, our 30-second flag. Well, Glenelg had another thing to say, and a bloke by the name of Liam Beam.
Liam McBean. Yeah, that's
7 goals straight.
And if he misses one, they lose.
Yeah.
And that's how important his role was. It was interesting hearing him afterwards saying, I hadn't kicked a goal in a grand final. It was really on my mind. He was quite conscious of it. Hosey last year won the Kemp Farmer, the Jack Odie by kicking 6.
Yeah.
This year it was Liam, and he felt like he was captain. He had an enormous amount of responsibility.
He stood up.
He kept them in the game when they were in a bit of strife there. And then his last quarter performance was outstanding.
Lucky he's just a brilliant bloke. I was going to get to that. We jumped around. I'm going to get back to this. Port will hold their exit meetings today and tomorrow. The one I'm most interested about, some big decisions. I think Charlie Dixon's will make its mind up itself. But Travis Boak's an interesting one.
Yeah.
He's got a touch of the Taylor Walkers about it. It'll be his call, and I think it should be.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, Texas told you're not playing every game.
That's right.
If you're available, you'll play. But as long as you understand that and you're on A, B, and C,
it's sort of going to be like that sort of mentoring, half coach, half player role.
I'd want Boakey in my team.
Yeah, and I think there's probably room for Travis to do that.
Yeah.
But he's got to accept those terms.
Yep. Charlie, I think, might be done. Ivan Soldo, what's he doing? He wants to head to St Kilda or something.
I think Ralphie released a bit of news that he's going to try and get back to Melbourne by the looks of it. So that's not ended well, has it?
No, it hasn't.
It started well.
Yeah, it's ended poorly. I think Sweet's taken his number one. He might have got the sooks
probably
up.
what's happened, but injury really curtailed him in that area. He didn't get the challenge, really.
82230000. We've got a $50 Powers voucher. Lines available. Love to hear from Port people. Glenelg people can brag. Nord, you can do. Hello, darkness, my friend. Here's the best players. Sydney v Port. Coaches vouchers. There's a theme here. Heaney with 10, Warner with 6, Florent with 6, Goulden with 4, Blakey with 2, Armity with 2. Not one Port player. You're not going to win a final with that, are you?
No, and I didn't expect any Port players to be in that list.
Okay. Brownlow, tonight we're going to cross live to the red carpet all evening. So be with us because you'll hear all the names, all the stars. I'm tipping Dacos, Cripps and Lockie Neal a 3-way tie. What's yours?
Wow, 3-way tie.
3-way tie. Yeah. How about that? I'm tipping JHF, the most votes for Port.
That I'm on board with.
And Ben Keys, the most for Crows.
Yeah, that's
maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah, Dawson, I think, just is
he
a bit
always
more noticeable.
Votes. Yeah. Have your say. Give us your tip. Brownlow 8223 0000.
Plenty to come. Of course, all your calls. Graham Corns, Treaders will join us. We have Glenelg's premiership coach in Darren Reeves shortly as well. And tonight we get to announce the winner of our AFL Grand Final ticket experience. You get the double pass, you get the flights and the accommodation to Melbourne this weekend. It will be awesome to announce that very shortly. But get your calls on the air, 8223 0000. It's our Monday footy review.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
5AA is your home for AFLW football. Catch Crows and Power games live all season thanks to Phil Hoffman Travel, creating moments you'll never forget. Visit pht.com.au for exclusive holiday deals.
Every day, a passionate team works hard to maintain one of the world's most immaculate playing surfaces, Adelaide Oval. And now, they're available to you. If you're in charge of an oval, sporting field or community space, you can trust the renowned Adelaide Oval grounds team. Adelaide Oval Turf Solutions brings its expertise to any green space, and they'll work to your budget. From turf curation and construction to maintenance and repair, we'll give you the base for you to build on. Search Adelaide Oval Turf Solutions today.
The Steinborner Group has done it again. The Jack T9 Ute has landed at Jack Motors in Gawler. Enjoy a 5-star ANCAP safety rating, a 7-year warranty, 7-year roadside assist and 7-year capped price servicing. The Jack T9 features a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged diesel engine. This 4x4 dual-range Ute boasts an impressive 3-tonne towing capacity, a 1,045-kilogram payload and a tray that fits a standard pallet. Starting from just $45,980 drive away, Jack Motors is well worth a trip. Visit gawlerjackmotors.com.au.
Use your outdoor area all year round with Louva House. They're the market leader in transforming your outdoor space in a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof.
Well, I saw a bit of a prediction of 25 coming up later on in the week, so I think the weather's going to change, and you're going to get right into a louver house roof. I tell you, it'll be the perfect combination of airflow and sunlight as you need it. You can use it day or night with options like LED lighting, and if the weather turns a little bit, not that we've had a lot, but if it does rain, rain sensing technology keeps everything dry and protected.
So first little drip.
Yeah.
Cold, quieter than that.
Oh, yeah.
It shuts it. Visit the showroom to see for yourself. Everything is manufactured here in SA for the highest quality materials, then distributed across Australia by a family-owned South Australian-operated business.
Correct. Don't wait. Call them today to organise a free, no-obligation design, measure and quote. They'll come to you, entertain outdoors all year round. See the light with Louver House. Visit louverhouse.com.au.
Are you working with your GP to achieve weight loss? Try Optifast VLCD shakes for a high-protein, low-calorie meal alternative to provide essential nutrition during weight loss. Optifast VLCD is for the dietary management of overweight and obesity and must be used under healthcare supervision.
Are you looking for an accessible gym that accommodates all disabilities? A gym that focuses on fitness, health and mobility? We are Enable Fitness Centre, home to the biggest and best equipped disability-exclusive gyms in South Australia. We're an NDIS provider and our gyms and facilities are all custom built, making them accessible for wheelchairs and ambulant clients with physical and intellectual disabilities. You can find us at Holden Hill, Marston and Elizabeth. Visit enablefitnesscentre.com.au for more information.
The biggest threat to your business isn't your competition, it's cybercrime. Cybercrime threats impacting Australian businesses large and small continues to grow year on year. One call to one solution will put your business in a safe place and save you from the devastating consequences of cybercrime. It's the smartest, most cost-effective business decision you'll ever make. Stay safe and protected. Get in touch with One Solution. onesolution.net.au, a Platinum Telstra partner.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
23 minutes after 4 in our Monday footy review. Port Adelaide, their season is over. Yet another preliminary final loss. How's it sitting with your Power fans? 8223 0000. We'll get your calls on the air shortly. Corns is going to join us live in studio in a minute as well, but let's check your roads first for Rossdale Homes, the custom home 2-story and split-level specialists.
Hello there, got a crash to look out for in Noarlunga Downs. That's on the Southern Expressway near the Panalatinga ramp. In Wollonga Hill, a two-car smash on Victor Harbour Road at Brookman Road. And in Seacombe Heights, a car rollover on Morfett Road near La Hunt Street. Cameras to slow down for Heaslip Road, Anglevale and Kings Road, Paralowie. Care for your pet with Healthy Pets Plus. Members enjoy all standard consultations and annual vaccinations at Green Cross Vets, plus more. Search Healthy Pets Plus. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hello there, Johnny at Ross Trevor.
How you going, guys?
All yours.
I just wanted to talk about signing of Ken. You know, like, are they going to sign him? Because if they're not going to sign him and he's only got 1 year to go, it's, you know, waste of time for everybody, really. They need to make a decision whether they're going to sign him beyond 2005 or not.
Why can't they just suck it and see, John? They know what he is. He's been there for 12 years. They know what he can and can't do. Why would they need to go one way or the other? Just let him do his job.
Well, it just, just leaves everybody in limbo. It doesn't deal with it. Either sign him or don't sign him and let everybody know what's going on.
Well,
and
it's signed for next year.
Issues.
So he's signed for next year. So you're saying sack him or re-sign him?
Yes.
Okay.
And they can deal with, so he can move on and plan, and we can deal with the real issues, which is the list, I think.
Yeah.
They don't need to re-sign him, though. If he's signed,
what do they need to sign again? Sack him.
Yeah.
Or move on.
Or let it play on. You just make a statement on it.
Play on.
Yeah.
I think what...
Thanks, Johnny. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I think what's also happened in AFL is we're used to coaches getting signed like, mid-year and they've already got, 1 or 2 years left. It happened with Hardwick. They re-signed him for this contract and then he pulls up, stumps in May and says, I've lost the desire, see you later.
I'm puffed.
And then pops up,
in
6
Gold
weeks
Coast.
later.
Well, not everyone's like Hardwick.
Think once upon a time, all of our coaches, especially the ones we played under, they had to wait at the end of the year.
They certainly did.
They all waited till the end of the year and just went, am I going to get one or not?
And Jack would have been happy with that, and so would have Barney. And the Cornses, and Corns will be on shortly. Thank you, John. But you're chairman, David Koch, came out Monday last week in a podcast or something.
Yeah.
Said, no, he's giddy up, saddle up, he's on the white steed and he's riding off into the sunset.
Which, if he's spoken with the board, he's got every right to, because he signed a 2-year deal. So if he's simply saying, well, Ken signed for 25 already, well, you can say that. That's quite...
On the back of a good win against Hawthorn.
Well, David Koch said he will be the coach of 2025.
Correct. Yeah, that's it.
Correct.
Well, it's done,
So,
John.
And if you sign someone for 2 years, well, that's probably what you're expecting, aren't
So
you?
there's your answer, Johnny. Hello, Pete at Prospect.
G'day, boys. How are you?
We're all yours.
Timmy, you there?
Yeah, buddy.
Timmy, you've been sitting on the fence way too long about Kenny Hinkley, mate. I want to hear you tell us what you really think. I don't want any of this. You are a great player for the club. Aggressive, all that. But you've been sitting on the fence with this bloke.
Well, Pete, I like to protect my footy club. So if they make a decision, I like to back them in. So I said 2 years ago, Pete, Rowey sat here, and when they reappointed Kenny, said, would you have done it? I said, no, I probably would have gone with Josh Carr. And I said, I would have liked to have a fresh start, go again. You've done a great job, and thanks very much. But they appointed him for 2 years, Pete. So what do you got to do? You just got to back your club in.
Well, tell us what you thought about the game plan on Friday night.
I think it's deja vu for just about all of us, unfortunately. Probably the most cutting text I received, Pete, was rinse and repeat. That's the bit that probably really hurt me, because it was.
But you did.
It looked like same old, same old.
It is.
And that problem keeps coming back under pressure in finals.
Yep. Thanks, Pete. Hello, John at Paraka.
G'day, gents. I went to the grand final yesterday, first game this year, and lucky I did. It probably was the best game for the year. And Rowey, I know, commiserations about Norwood. I've got a soft spot for him as well. Good old Paraka boys there. The backline coach Shane Hickey, and I forgot his name. What's his name? The fella kicked 2 goals in the last quarter. But
Hosey.
What's his name?
Hosey.
Hamish.
For who for?
For Norwood. For Norwood.
Oh, for Norwood. Kick 2. Not Binder. Not Binder. No.
Just jogged my memory. But I was ringing up about Liam McBean. Now, this guy, what I saw from him in the flesh was extraordinary. 7 goals straight in a granny. He turned that game in the third quarter, and I'm just thinking in my head, he's 6'8". Say you gave him a pre-season. I mean, I'd much prefer him running around rather than like Charles Dixon or Todd Marshall, or maybe even like put him on the Crows, like in replacement of someone like Elliot Himmelberg. I mean, this guy he was at Richmond, but I think he's got a lot to offer for a club that's close to finals.
202 centimetres. He was a state captain. He's now a 3-time premiership player. He's a 4-time Ken Farmer medalist. He can mark. He's aggressive. He's a beautiful kick. Very clever below his knees. Never fumbles. It's a mystery of the world why he's not listed. I get kids that are 170, 172 or 176 centimetres, but not someone who's agile and over 200.
I wonder whether sometimes you get tainted when you come back to the sample. And whether people,
you might do.
Whether people just write them off.
Well, Matty Allen's one. He's the best player in the comp by the length of the straight. Why is he not an AFL list?
I'm with you.
He is the best player in this state.
Got a lot going for him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it certainly does. 4:30, we've got the headlines, and Cornsey in here live next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Peter Dutton has used a key speech to make the case for nuclear energy, but questions remain about the cost of his proposal. 5 local companies will undergo an assessment program to enter the global supply chain for nuclear-powered subs. Aussies are being urged to consider the financial risks of using their retirement savings to pay for medical procedures. And in sport, Daniel Ricciardo's Formula One career appears to get the checkered flag in Singapore. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Make a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area this summer. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
Afternoon, got a crash to watch out for in Nollunga Downs. That's on the Southern Expressway near the Panalatinga ramp. And in Wollonga Hill, a two-car smash on Victor Harbour Road at Brookman Road. Roadworks, Grand Junction Road near Lytton Place, Port Adelaide, affecting inbound. And Green Hill Road near Portrush Road, Glenside. Cameras, Edinburgh Road, Edinburgh. And Shepherdson Road, Parafield Gardens. Like char grilled chicken breast with bacon and avocado? Then you'll love Polo Avocado, a flavourful favourite now at Faster Pasta, but only for a limited time. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy tonight down to 11, a shower or two developing tomorrow, 22. Right now it's 20 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast. The 30-year Greater Adelaide Regional Plan. This paints a picture of what Adelaide's going to look like over the course of the next 30 years.
It sounds like there's going to be some areas which do risk ending up looking like Chatswood in Sydney. What you're looking at there is probably 5-7-storey developments, and you can see a lot of them now along Green Hill Road.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show. They want to focus them on main arterial roads and areas where there's public transport. Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles now makes choosing tiles for your new home or renovation absolutely mistake-proof. Yes, National Tiles 3D Photo Quality Design Pro software shows you your tiles laid virtually in your home before you purchase. So don't risk it. Make an appointment or just come into National Tiles now to see your tiles laid virtually in your home before you purchase. National Tiles makes choosing your tiles for your home absolutely mistake-proof.
One of the best things about South Australia is there's so much of it. Fortunately, getting a parcel from one side to the other is easy with Stateliner. Sure, Stateliner have a fleet of modern, comfortable buses, but they'll also carry freight across the state for you. Affordable rates and your parcel goes on the next available bus. From the city to Port Pirie, Whyalla and Port Augusta, Ceduna and Port Lincoln, the Riverland, Mount Gambier and many towns in between. Get your parcel moving quickly. Put it on the Stateliner bus.
Is your car window, bus or truck smashed? Is it cracked, scratched or chipped? Well, don't stuff around. Call Complete Windscreens.
On 8269 4444.
Well, it's the Big Red Koala at 220 Main North Road, Prospect. Now, we import windscreens. We've got the biggest range of smart glass in the state, which is the Radar ADAS and head-up display and rain sensor. We cut glass, we polish it, we tint your car. Got an ADAS calibration booth, got 2 of them now. So if you're insured, pick your repair of choice. Make it Complete Windscreens on
8269 4444.
Or if you've got a fleet car, you can ring us and come in. The Big Red Koala, 220 Main North Road, Prospect. Or do this, Google CompleteWindscreens.com.au.
At Simplicity Funerals, we have been keeping funerals simple and easy for over 40 years. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today. Simplicity Funerals. Easy, respectful, simple.
Hurry, the Mitsubishi Good To Go spring sale ends soon. With 3 years free servicing for Eclipse Cross and Outlander petrol models, as well as new Pajero Sport. Plus, get up to $2,000 in bonus cash cards on select vehicles. And you're good to go confidently with Mitsubishi's 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. Better get going. Offer ends September 30. T's and C's apply. Visit the Mitsubishi Motors website for details.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It is 26 minutes to 5. It's our Monday footy review. Treaders will join us after 5 o'clock tonight, and soon we'll announce the winner of our AFL Grand Final experience. So stay listening. It could be you. But of course, it's all about your calls, 8223 0000. And Foodland live stream watchers would have noticed we've been joined right now live by very jovial
Graham Studley Corns.
Corns in front, takes the mark. Corns gets himself way back there. Corns, right back. And Corns with one hand.
Thanks to BL Shipway, a South Australian institution looking after SA's hydraulic and pneumatic needs for over 70 years.
You're not going to play the song, are you, for him?
No, do you really want to hear it?
I think Stud wants it.
Glenelg lead by 5 points. It's still a chance. Not longer. It's back-to-back for the yellow and black. Glenelg win from absolutely nowhere. And that is a historic win for Glenelg. Their third flag in 5 years.
Well, there's the song. Start too good. Congratulations.
It's a better song than the one we had.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you went back to back 85, 86 as coach,
Tiger for you.
Tiger for me, Tiger for you. Yeah.
We're dashing, we're gay, we're the pride of the day. that was the second verse. The second verse never got sung very often.
All right, we'll keep that one to yourself.
What
a game.
It was just a great exhibition of South Australian footy. That's
well said.
Yeah, I was with a whole lot of Glenelg guys, and we just lapped it up, and because it was absorbing. It was nerve wracking because Norwood looked clearly the better side for most of the game.
Yeah,
and their ruckman dominated, and even though I thought our ruckman
McGree had a plan. I liked his game.
No, he had a cracker,
especially
but
early.
So look, McGree's only 25. Harry Boyd's 26. So I reckon in both those guys we saw yesterday, either of the AFL clubs could benefit by recruiting. But like getting back to the game, it was just what the SANFL needed. It had their two traditional rivals.
Yep.
There was no interference from an AFL team, an AFL reserves team. There was no problem with that, and the crowd came out. They loved. The crowd was in good spirits. There didn't seem to be any drama in the crowds at all.
It was a magic day all round.
As a contest, you couldn't have got better. Coming from behind is just an amazing way to win. There were some heroics in the end. There were a couple of doubtful umpiring decisions that went.
One with 30 seconds on the clock low. Why wasn't that holding the man?
I think the balance the two that the Crows, that Glenelg got against them in the first quarter. A couple of soft ones, which resulted in.
There was a smother by one of your young lads, and there was a chase down by Little Lovey. Just heroic.
Will Chandler pointed it out.
I
pointed it out on Channel 7 tonight because he not only did he had to run from almost the centre square because the ball went out to he sprinted. Now this is the last seconds of an intense grand. He sprinted to get there, contested against the two Norwood players. The handball came out. It looked like the kick was going to get, and he dove full length, arms outstretched like he was like Superman, and smothered. And now. I just loved. That's why I've highlighted it on 7. So there's always heroics. No greater heroics than Liam McBean kicking 7 goals.
7 straight.
7 straight. He's a beautiful.
That'll be folklore now.
It is. And you wonder whether how long it stays as posterity into folklore. But something like that is like Rexy Voigt kicked 7 in 73. Yeah. We still talk about that.
Yeah.
Did Mitch Grigg for Norwood in a losing run kick 6?
He did.
But that hasn't passed into footy folklore.
Would have if they won.
Yeah, that's
right.
Well, Matty Panos' goal 2 years ago. That's folklore.
They'll still talk about that.
Keith Thomas's mark in 84 going back to the flight of the ball.
We're still talking about that, and that's 40 years. So you just never know what ramifications these heroic acts will have when they still be talking about it.
He's 202 centimetres. He's agile, good below his knees. He's been our state captain.
Yeah.
3-time premiership player now a premiership captain. Liam McBean kicked 7 in a grand final. How he hasn't played AFL.
And it's too late now. Like he's 30 now, so he's not going to. The team might pick him up, but for how long and to what end? So I don't know why a coach or a list manager, was it because he was at Richmond and Richmond were in those glory years, and there was
could have
13 to 16. So just before they started.
Just before they. Yeah,
you would have thought somebody would have seen his potential, surely.
At that
Big
height,
men don't start maturing till they're 28, 29,
Correct.
30.
So I want to talk about Harry Boyd.
Yes,
I hadn't seen much of him until yesterday, and he was fantastic. Even as I said, Cameron McGree did compete well against him.
Jumped into him.
But he still dominated the hit-outs and gave those Norwood midfielders...
And
that goal.
That tap and snap. That
was good.
Ripped it out and just hooked it around his body. Yeah. I mean, that was a crucial moment again.
So why wouldn't an AFL, why wouldn't the Crows or why wouldn't Port Adelaide look at someone like Harry Boyd?
Well, I was asking earlier, Graham, to Rowey, do you think sometimes players that are either in the SANFL for a long time or have come from another comp into SANFL, say from the AFL, do you think they sort of get a little bit of almost like tainted that they're at SANFL level, not AFL level? Do you think that happens?
I think they do.
Do you reckon they don't? Surely AFL scouts would be looking at that game yesterday. Surely they would be. You'd be looking at the under-18s at the finals. You'd be looking at the even the reserves finals, the young players yesterday. Nord won that, so
yeah. Well, they're a bit younger age group. These 26-year-olds, I think. You're almost about to play your best football, especially the taller guys. They're about to play their best football in the next 5 years.
So I'd be really surprised if somebody didn't look at him. Even he moves like a midfielder. Like we've seen. He's 198 centimetres. He seems someone like Adam Goods, who was that sort of size, played as a ruckman and played also as an on-ball or a midfielder.
I can hear AFL people now saying things like, how does he get up and down the ground? Could he play forward? Can he take a mark up forward? He looks a bit short for a key, you know. I can imagine.
Does he have AFL attributes? How tall? Like he's 199.
There'd be a lot of those things being said,
What
I reckon.
what did you see yesterday and what have we seen throughout the year?
Well, you don't have to convince me, but this is what we're just saying. This is what
we're both Harry fans.
This is what recruiters do. Oh, has he got AFL attributes? Right. Unless you get up and down the ground, you're not worth a burnt pie to him.
I'm sure he had to get off the ground quickly when he had that blood rule.
Yeah.
Oh, poor bugger. That actually probably hindered him and them.
That 7 minutes he had his eyes stitched up, they did get on top.
That cost Nord, I would think. But anyway, we're not, you know.
Anyway, well done, Glenelg.
Thank you.
Let's talk Port Adelaide.
Well, it was predictable, wasn't it?
Your article headline is this: Port Adelaide was a pretender and has been accordingly dispatched.
Yep.
G. Corns.
I've said it since the final started. I've admired their courage. I've admired the
there it is.
The contest.
Endeavour, heart, spirit.
They had endeavour. They had heart. They had spirit. They made a great contest, and they won the clearances, but their skill level was just appalling. I mean, you can have all of those things, but Jack Oda used to say, had this famous saying, "There's no substitute for skill," and he used to, but skill passed by. When you added all the nastier elements of football, you know, the aggression, the intimidation, the physical attribute, and you maintained the skill, that theory went out the window. Skill is really important, but it's got to be Port Adelaide have the heart, they have the endeavour. You know, you've got to give credit to the coaching staff for that. But what's happened to the skill level? Why did they turn the ball over so often? Why could they not take a mark? Why could they not prevent? Sydney did exactly what Port needed to do with their winning the ball, their system to run it out, and the space that they created. Port did none of that, and you know, trying to get a kick in Port's forward line, goodness me.
Well, they bombed it in. Travis Boak, 4 direct turnovers for 4 goals. I've never seen that in my life from him.
You can have a bad day.
Oh, that was bad.
You know, but do we really want to pick on Travis?
No, I'm just saying. But I hear John Longmire all the time, and for this will be his 5th grand final. Yeah. Like, he needs to win another one. I get that. But he said, when I recruit and when I coach, when I train and when I select a team, they've got to be able to make good decisions under pressure. And you look at them, Heaney, Goulden. I mean, go through them. Yeah, they all make great decisions under pressure. Port don't.
Well, and you've got to say, how do they train? Do they train under?
They select it, develop it, and train it.
Do they? And it is all about training, mate. You've got to have. I know the sports scientists get involved with the preparation during the week, but unless you have some sort of match simulation, unless you're trying to put a player under pressure when he's kicking and he's got pressure to where he's delivering, there's no point just doing circle work. There's no point doing end-to-end.
No.
You've got to do it with a little bit of pressure on the guy who's kicking and certainly on the guy who's receiving. Now, do they do that? I'm not sure they do.
You're saying Port Adelaide? I don't watch them train.
Every club does what they call match sim. So everything's match sim. In other words, it's like a scratchy. Yeah. So they must do it. Now, how much pressure level lifts in a final compared to a match sim?
Match sim is okay, but you've got to amplify that match sim. You've got to create situations where a guy is competing against 2. You know, it's not necessarily a match sim. You've got to manufacture plays where the player is under a lot more pressure than he would be in a match.
And that's what they do. 822 300 we got stud in here, a $50 Powers voucher.
Doesn't look like they do it.
Do you believe in Port's chairman David Koch that Ken's job is safe? You're shaking your head. Foodland live stream. Stud's shaking his head.
I'm shaking as I'm thinking. I think it was a convenient thing to say to deflect any criticism that might have emerged had they lost. But I think if there's an enormous groundswell at the start of next season, I don't think the club would withstand it, and I don't think he would. I do not think he would stand by them. I mean, I think it's a convenient thing to say now. I'm not so sure it would be the same.
Well, why
thing.
say anything after that game? That's where why would you even bother saying anything?
He said it before the game, didn't he?
It was an exclusive after the Hawthorn
After the Hawthorn game, he didn't say anything after the Geelong loss. Yeah. He did a lot before the Geelong loss, and then they have a win, and then he comes back out and brings out that one. I mean,
we've heard that said before.
Yeah, I know. So you don't believe what he said?
Do you feel that Ken Hinkley has got the total support of everyone involved at the club, the whole Port Adelaide family? It never sounds like that.
Tim, you answer it.
But he's signed for next year, so it's a null and void conversation, is it not?
No, you're deflecting it now.
But that's what David Koch has said. That's why he said it.
Do you think he means it?
Well, they've followed it up. In the past 4 contracts, haven't they?
It's one thing to say as the president that he's contracted. It's another thing to say he will coach in 2025.
That's
right. It. Correct.
N-O. No.
And that's why I feel so
I don't think everyone's behind it. No.
Oh, yeah. But that's different between honouring it.
But that's the question he asked. N-O. No.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We're going to get to your calls with Cornsey straight after the break. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Get involved. Have your say with Stud. Let's check your roads.
Afternoon, got a twisted traffic light in Joslin. That's on Paynham Road near Lambert Road. And in Noarlunga Downs, a crash causing some issues on the Southern Expressway near the Panalatinga ramp. Roadworks, Torrens Road near South Road, Renown Park. And Goodwood Terrace near Rowey Terrace South in Goodwood. Craig Silvey's best-selling novel Runt is in cinemas these school holidays with an all-star cast including Celeste Barber, Jai Courtney and Lily Latour. Runt in cinemas now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Don't just send it, ace it.
If your current job is driving you bonkers, get outdoors and hit the road. ACET Transport Solutions is growing and they need more drivers to keep their promise of perfect service. So, if you want a career that'll take you places, get in touch with the team at ACET Transport Solutions. Visit acettransport.au.
Don't just send it, ACET.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre, the wearable sensor that monitors glucose levels straight to your phone. Trial it now for only $15 at freestylelibre.com.au. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use.
Now, before you decide on anything solar, take a moment and do some research. The money you'll save on energy bills that's a given. We all know that. But I'm talking about the people who own and run the solar company you're buying from.
Yep, so look into Exceed Solar. Long before Exceed Solar were a company, they were climbing up on roofs in SA, installing the solar panels, inverters and batteries. It's second nature to them.
Yeah, well, they've done it because they've seen it all. They've done it all. Simple as that. But they're qualified electricians, not salespeople. They know firsthand what will give you the best results in solar.
Yep, that's the major difference between Exceed Solar and all the other clowns. I mean, other people. Well, what? Well, when Stud's in here, I tend to go...
You've got to respect your opposition.
No,
Correct.
yes, you do.
Correct.
And I didn't yesterday, because about 3 minutes into the third quarter,
you said
I got the old Cuban cigar out. Game over.
No.
Guess what happened, Stud? Anyway, this is what I like about Exceed Solar. They have knowledge.
That's
knowledge.
It. Get in touch with Exceed Solar. You'll love the experience. Exceed Solar, built on knowledge, not a hard sell. exceedsolar.com.au.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tires. Grab 3 Falcon Zig ZE 310R passenger car tires and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttires.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
Transform your outdoor space and turn it into a great year-round entertainment area with an opening and closing roof from Louver House. A Louver House roof will let in the perfect combination of airflow and sunlight, so you can entertain no matter the weather. Best of all, they're manufactured right here in SA with rain sensors and options like LED lighting. Find out more with a free design measure and quote. See the light with Louver House. louverhouse.com.au.
Join Gliderol in celebrating the Colorbond Steal the Show promotion.
By purchasing a roller door or sectional door made from Colorbond steel from Gliderol, now or within the last 12 months, you could win $100,000. Visit gliderol.com.au today for a free measure and quote. Retail customers only. T's and C's apply. See colorbond.com/steal the show. 18 plus only. Strict purchase and eligibility criteria apply. Ends 30/11/24.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 9 minutes to 5. Treaders coming up after 5 o'clock. Soon we'll cross to the red carpet at the Brownlow Medal. Sarah Wren is standing by with some superstars of the AFL game. But right now we're taking your calls, 8223 0000 with Stud.
Okay, Stud, here's Tony from Seaton. Tony?
Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good thing, Tony.
I want to talk about failures of the Crows, because I'm a Crow supporter, and I want to talk about Charlie Cameron, how he played on Saturday. What possessed the Crows club to get rid of a player like that?
Well, they didn't get rid of him. He chose to go. But I'm with you, Tony, because I don't think they fought hard enough to keep him. He was under contract. They could have. Originally, he said he was going to go to Sydney to be with family, and amazingly, they ended up at Brisbane. But he's one of a few premiership players that's left the Crows.
I've got a feeling he's going to be one of the Brownlow ones tonight, and maybe next Saturday might win that Norm Smith. The way he was playing.
Well, he won't win the Brownlow, but God, I'd love to see him get a flag. He's the rippitest kid. I spew every time I see him play for Brisbane. He's not with us.
Oh, Tyson Stengel, same thing.
Oh, same. Hello, Bruce.
Hi, gentlemen. How are we?
Good, thank you.
Hey, Bruce.
Excellent. Ripper grand final again yesterday. SNFL turned it on again and showed what a great calibre of football we play in this state, that's for sure. But just wanted to, you guys love your coincidences.
Mm-hmm.
The SNFL and VFL grand finals were played simultaneously. Jimmy Allen's Werribee Tigers won their flag. Darren Reeves' Glenelg Tigers on the flag here.
Wow.
So black and gold got up in both. Werribee won by 6 points. Glenelg won by 5 points. What do those two men have in common? Both assistant coaches under Jacob Surgeon there at the North Adelaide system.
Oh.
So Surge can have a bit of credit in both of those premierships, I guess. And both have won every premiership they've ever coached in as a senior coach. So Reeves got 2 out of 2 and Jimmy Allen's got 1 out of 1. So nice coincidence there. The Tiger double.
Well done, Bruce. Great stats. What did Geelong, the Nord Footy Club in East Perth, who played off in the Waffle Grand Final yesterday, have in common?
Well, they all lost the final.
Well, they all lost, but they all went straight through to the grand final. So they played one game in 28 days.
Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it?
I think it is stuff.
I think an AFL level now with that bye.
Yeah.
I don't agree
I think it
with that
is.
bye.
They all went straight through and they all lost.
They have to move the bye to the week between the
That's
prelim
what I
final
do.
and see, we've got the Brownlow medal tonight. So if someone wins, I mean, it's a distraction. The teams have to fly. Brisbane had to fly home, got home like at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then they have to fly back. It's
for concussions. The Super Bowl, they have 2 weeks off, don't they?
Exactly right. And they have
I'm with you.
There's so much you could do in that week.
Yeah.
Not the least of which is
Well,
the Brownlow.
I'd accept that, especially with the new concussion protocols. But I don't like the bye the week before the whole final series
No,
starts.
get rid of that.
I think that bottom 4 get an advantage they don't deserve.
No, get rid of that.
Tim, I said get rid of that.
Yeah.
Hello. Are you doing a switcheroos on Timmy?
No.
Hello.
I want to disagree.
Hello. Lock, you got the start.
Hey, lads. Just want to talk about the granny this weekend and the Brownlow tonight. What a game it's going to be. Brizzy in Sydney. It's anyone's game. Hope Brisbane can get it done this time. And with the Brownlow tonight, I really hope Bontempelli gets over the line and takes it home because he's been close a couple of times. So
definitely worthy. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, thank you, Locke. I think he'll be up to his eyeballs. I've got Dacos, Cripps, and Neil, a 3-way tie. Hello, Paul. Yeah, I just thought I'd say it.
Hey, howdy, boys.
Hello, mate.
Hey, I went to the game yesterday. And I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I'm actually a Sturt supporter, so I was a neutral observer. But, I listened to and watched the game Friday night. I watched the game yesterday. What is going on with the umpiring? Honestly. Honestly, as a neutral observer, I was getting frustrated for both sides there at times.
Did you see that one?
The obvious ones.
Did you see that one in low, number 2 for Nord, with 30 seconds left on the clock?
Oh, look, I don't know. We could go on for about 5 minutes about.
All right.
There was one push in the back with about a minute to go in the second quarter. For Norwood should have got a free, but then should they really got a free kick for a guy that's on his hands and knees and headbutts someone's knee and gets a high tackle?
I get that, yeah.
I saw that one.
What was the one where Dangerfield laid the perfect tackle and the bloke, number 5 for...
Dunkley.
Yeah, Petey. Oh, that was... I was sick of players playing for that sort of stuff.
No, it wasn't Dunkley. It was...
that was a ridiculous decision.
Anyway, he held his head and he made it more serious.
Who wins, Stud?
Brisbane.
You got Brisbane?
Brisbane.
Okay.
They had a rough patch at midway through the year, or in the early stages of the year, but I think they've got the talent and they've got the momentum.
They have.
So
they have.
Brisbane for me.
The 2 losing clubs of the last 2 grand finals, so they both get a shot at revenge, I suppose.
Okay.
Oh, there's a good stat.
Yeah, one of them's going to
make
amends.
Yeah.
Going to get, whatever.
Make amends.
Come on, play Tiger for me for study.
I don't have it.
Do the yellow and black.
Hey, what about Shippy? Don't forget Shippy.
Come on, Shippy, Stud.
Shippy was there holding
I
court.
saw Shippy, yeah.
In the near McLaughlin room there. So BL Shipway's been looking after your hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953. They have this new premises, this new location at 71 Morford Road, Camden Park. They do all your hydraulics, be they
everything.
Farm, big trucks, machinery, physiotherapy, beds and equipments, anything to do with hydraulics. 71 Morford Road, Camden Park. If you can't go to them, they'll come to you with their Ryco 24/7 van. So
beautiful.
BL Shipway, great company.
3 minutes to 5. Here's the yellow and black. Stay with us because after 5 we're going to cross to the red carpet.
Yep.
Is that it?
Can't sing it, Cornsey.
A tiger for me, a tiger for me. If you're not a tiger, you're no good to me. The Westies are small and the Lowlands are tall, but the Barney Tigers are pride of them all.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Is your tech causing chaos? You need Geeks to You. Got a constantly crashing computer, weak Wi-Fi, problematic printer? Our fast and friendly Geeks are available to come to you. No fix, no fee, Geeks guarantee. Geeks to You, part of Officeworks.
Phantom Screens are the only manufacturer that make outdoor blinds up to 12 metres long. More than enough for an outdoor entertainment kitchen, a petting zoo, most of a bowling alley, and a historically accurate Viking longbow. Since 1995, Phantom Screens have been improving homes with top quality, powder-coated, aluminium-framed, retractable screens. Whatever space you have, there's a Phantom Screen for you at phantomscreens.com.au.
Right Price. Now, it's a name synonymous with Adelaide's very best in heating and cooling and has now risen to a whole new height. Well, literally, Right Price is now all your go-to people for roofing. Same exceptional service, value, quality, now in roofing.
We were upstairs with the guys.
We were. And,
last week.
Yeah, Big Joe had a go at my synonymous.
He did. Right Price Roofing do it all, from total roof replacement, including tile roof installations, to tile roof repairs and cleaning. In fact, the Right Price Roofing team has over 25 years' experience in roof repairs and restoration. You get your roof done, it just puts that much value on your house and just looks great.
Just like that. They also provide roof painting. You'll love the result of this. And it's typical Right Price fashion. They only use quality roofing products in everything they do for roofs.
They're top notch, there's no question about that. And for peace of mind, Right Price Roofing will give you a rock solid quote. So the only surprise you'll get when the job is done is how magnificent your roof and home looks. No
Correct.
question.
Leaking roof, roof cleaning, total roof restoration. Do it right. Get in touch with Right Price Roofing. Visit them here from rightpriceroofing.com.au.
Right Price Roofing. You can get your roof right at Right Price.
These days you can charge your phone, your watch, your laptop, your bike, even your car. Well, the day has finally come where you can charge your excavator. I know, you can charge your very own excavator, but only if it's a Volvo electric excavator. It's not noisy, it's pretty much silent, it's green, there's no emissions, and it'll leave you without a worry in the world. How good. Inquire today through Warren Mining for all your construction equipment needs. Warren Mining. Enjoy the sound of silence.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy tonight, down to 11. A shower or two developing tomorrow, 22. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
The 2024 Mitsubishi Triton comes with 10 years warranty, plus 3 years free servicing, only at Agostino Mitsubishi.
Coles and Woolworths are facing court action accused of misleading customers about savings on discounts. The ACCC alleges both companies increased product prices before putting them on sale. The federal government has today released a draft of its grocery code to address price gouging. Consumer spending expert Graham Hughes says legislation needs to be pushed through Parliament.
We need to ensure that we are mandating the right amount of legislation here. So things around data disclosure, so in terms of pricing, profits, and also compensation back in their head offices, some real transparency around that.
Police are seeking witnesses to a car being rammed by another vehicle at Moana on Saturday night. A gold Nissan Navara and white Mazda CX-5 were involved in 2 collisions at 2 intersections within a matter of minutes. Police believe the driver of the Nissan intentionally crashed into the Mazda. A 19-year-old man from Hackam West has been arrested and charged with driving in a manner dangerous. He's been bailed to front court at a later date. The Nissan has been impounded. The Mazda was found abandoned on the Esplanade. Opposition leader Peter Dutton has used a key speech to make the case for nuclear energy, but questions remain about the cost of his proposal. More from Zach De Silva in Canberra.
The coalition is promising to build nuclear power plants on 7 sites around the country if it wins the next election. Opposition leader Peter Dutton has given a key speech outlining the plan's economic merits, but he hasn't said how much the proposal would cost or how much power would be generated.
We'll have more information about the cost of nuclear. We'll have it in good time.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says Mr Dutton needs to come up with some details.
I have no idea why he's giving this speech.
Analysis from a US think tank shows the nuclear plan could push up power bills by more than $600 a year.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has landed in the US, his first stop an ammunition factory in Pennsylvania. He'll also meet with Joe Biden, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in the coming days. Residents in southern Lebanon have been told to leave areas where Hezbollah may be operating. A spokesperson for the Israel's military says extensive precise strikes against terror targets will soon be carried out. It comes just days after an Israeli airstrike hit a suburb in the nation's capital, Beirut, which killed at least 45 people. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the 2024 AFL footy cards at Sports Card World Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
The exit meetings are underway at Alberton after Port's season came to an end at the SCG. Travis Boak will have his tomorrow. Carlton and Collingwood rivalries will resume tonight as Patrick Cripps and Nick Dacos go into the Brownlow medal count among the favourites. Eddie Summerfield is at Crown.
2022 Brownlow medal winner Patrick Cripps is every chance to take Charlie home for a second time. At least 20 touches in all but one game this year will see the Carlton skipper consistently in the votes. Nick Dacos could join Chris Judd in winning the coveted medal in his 3rd season. The Collingwood son of a gun looking to go 2 better after finishing 3rd last season. Western Bulldogs captain Marcus Bontempelli will also poll well. Sydney and Brisbane players have events at the SCG and Gabba this evening ahead of Saturday's grand final. Lion Lachie Neale every chance to win his 3rd medal. Errol Goulden and Chad Warner the Swans best chances with Isaac Heaney suspended.
Glenelg's Matthew Snook has announced his retirement after the Tigers won the Sandford Premiership 24 hours ago. And the Socceroos haven't wasted any time signing new coach Tony Popovich to a 2-year deal. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Make a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area this summer. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
Afternoon, got a twisted traffic light at the moment in Joslin. That's on Paynham Road near Lambert Road. And in Noarlunga Downs, a crash to watch out for on the Southern Expressway near the Panalatinga ramp. Roadworks, Oaklands Road near Margaret Avenue, Somerton Park, affecting outbound, and Torrens Road near South Road, Renown Park. Take the family away next school holidays with Flight Centre. 5 nights on Daydream Island from $2,699 with over $1,000 of bonus value. Book now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 11 tonight. A shower or two developing tomorrow, 22. Wednesday, showers 19. Thursday, a possible early shower, 18. Right now, it's 18 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you. I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, 9 Exclusive. The family of an SA police officer killed in the line of duty speaks for the first time. Their grief and their pride. Also tonight, biscuits, cereal, pasta and pet food. Woolworths and Coles accused of fooling you into thinking products were on special. And we exposed the paperless receipt data trap. 9 News. Your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Mario Mayola Promotions and 5AA present Hooked on Swing, starring vocal sensation Kate Black, the Three Little Sisters, and crooner Chris Lloyds, together with the Boogie Woogie Big Band and Swing Dancers. Come hear the music of Benny Goodman, Cab Calloway, Billie Holiday, the Andrews Sisters, Glenn Miller, Nina Simone and more. Hooked on Swing, Festival Theatre, Wednesday, October 2nd. Book now at Ticketek.
When your youngest finishes school and pick up and drop off become a distant memory. When the neighbours no longer have loud music to complain about. When you wake up and fall asleep to the sound of silence because the kids have flown the nest. If only it happened sooner. Semi-retirement, disposable income and infinite time to spend it. You're a super consumer. If you run a business that'd like to reach the consumer we call the trifecta, speak to us here at 5AA.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 7 minutes after 5 and it's our Monday footy review. Still plenty to come on the show. Glenelg Premiership coach Darren Reeves is going to join us. We'll cross the Brownlow red carpet with the Crown Palladium as they start to filter in for tonight's count. And we'll also announce the winner of our AFL Grand Final ticket experience. That's been running for 2 weeks on air, so we are excited very soon to find out who our winner is. Of course, your calls, 8223 0000. And right now, joining us on the Foodland live stream...
Throws it up long, goal clear, Treadray!
Warren Treadray.
The Premiership Cup to the captain, Warren Treadray. Oh, Treadray! Party time!
On the 5AA Sports Show.
Yes, Warren Treadray in the house. Here we are again, my friend. I think Rowey described it as "Hello Darkness, my old friend."
Well, that's why I went to the coffee.
There it is.
Well, it is like
good song.
that.
It's a good song.
But it's how I feel today.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I lost another grand final.
Yeah, saw that.
And you guys lost another prelim. So it's very themeful. Hello, darkness, my old friend. It's come back to
That's probably
visit.
why I doing 2 shots and a long black out of your coffee machine out there.
Well done. Hey, mate, I gave a bit of an assessment. I'll do it again here.
Give it to me, Tim.
Then you can sort of
I need you to
feed off
fix
of
it.
that. Well, this is
the how.
Well,
no? This is the
I'm
why.
just going into what happened. Okay,
Yeah,
so
well,
I go home and away, mine around. I gave an 8 out of 10. Finished second. I
Probably
don't care whether you're a fake top 4 team and all the accusations that come out.
You won enough games to contend.
Correct. The fact is, you're second. It gives you a home final to give you the opportunity to jump into a home preliminary.
Yes.
So it's a great result.
Yep.
To do that, right? Minor round. I said there's a reason they call it minor, because now it becomes the major round.
Yes.
So the first final was the one where we didn't turn up. It was an insipid performance. We failed. It was a 1 out of 10. And what it does is force us into a home semi. I thought the semi was outstanding. It was a man-on-man, manic, all chips in performance, and defeated a rising Hawthorn by 3 points.
Who were probably the form team of the comp.
And I gave it like an 8 out of 10, but it
So
felt
you got
like...
2 8s and there was 1 so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think of the weekend?
Sydney...
Sorry, I say Friday. It's not really a weekend.
Friday night. I thought it was a tired, flat, low-skilled, ugly performance that fell back into the bombing inside the forward 50 that we've seen so many times before, and it felt like an old story that had come back to haunt us. So my analysis after that was we've got to look at completely about the way we go in, who we go in with, how that setup is. It's a decade-old issue, under pressure, reverting to the long bomb. So I put down here, Lukosius could become a higher priority now as far as moving forward, but maybe a key tool is required from here. Maybe it's in our stocks. That's where I'm at.
I'm a defender of the list. And everyone's going, radical out. You go, well, what did we have last year? We had banged up blokes, and TJ had been a great servant who was heading into retirement. Trent McKenzie, I think, 32 at the start of the year.
Oh, wow.
That is not me.
That's not 8223000, by the way.
It was actually my phone. I never bring it in.
We know who
here.
it was. You don't have to tell us.
Is that a fine?
Oh, that's more than a fine.
Sacking offence.
I wouldn't go that far. I was going to say a slap. Just go to
Timmy, I got the untenable. I got untenabled. You untenabled me.
We haven't done it for a while, have I? Joking.
Back on track.
But, yeah, now you're throwing me. Where are we at? No, I think the biggest bit is I look at where Port went with the list, and everyone's going, the list is good. Oh, I've heard commentary this year, and it's a bit different now. I'm not in the seats where you can just say what you want. You got to look at it and you got to go, okay. So I've seen the commentary from people, particularly across the border, who go, list is amazing. All right. Then, the list has got holes in it. Then you get on a run again and you win 8 from 9. List is amazing. And then on the weekend, the list is no good. Well, I look at the inside midfielder, right? And you talk about Drew, great, accountable. Thought he had a genuine crack on the weekend.
He always
Ollie,
does.
back to his pretty good form most of the year. Worked into it after coming off a serious knee. Horn Francis, Rowey, Butters. Rowey probably not to the level, but we understand that was injuries and a few things like that going on. But you look at how many other teams would go, okay, I'll flick my midfield and I'll take yours. I reckon you take probably 12 clubs would go, 13 clubs maybe, go,
I think we found a first ruckman.
Yeah, and, who was traded in and started as the second ruckman. So I look at it and go, so it's for me, it's about, is it about empowering your young leaders to put more onus on your players to lead while they're out there and not being so reliant on the coaches to tell them what to do? I'm just throwing some ideas out. I think where do you get to as a team? Because what I saw from the Sydney team, and obviously not calling for 5AA, I was out there and I was sitting with the committee members and stuff and family and players, list managers, all these types of crew in Port Adelaide's area. And what I saw was just a totally unselfish Sydney team. I'm not saying Port's selfish,
but they were clean.
But I'm just going, they were clean, yeah.
One touch.
But this is the bit. I took a screenshot on my phone looking at the AFL stats while I'm watching the game going, as much as you go at halftime, you're still within striking distance, but it felt like it was fair way out of it compared to how clean they were. Like kicking efficiency midway through the second quarter was 76% Sydney, 67% to Port. Their pressure on the footy forced the high long dump kick. We saw a reaction from Port after the showdown loss early in the season. When we went to Geelong, what'd they do? They lowered their eyes to Georgiades, to Marshall, Horn Francis, and that's the method for me that has to stand up in finals. It needs to be a lower the eyes forward. Because I know if I was playing in a pressure game like that on the weekend, and I had it in my career, when the midfield's starting to struggle a little and you're up against an absolute A-grade midfield and that pressure is high and long, you've got to be really good at bringing the ball to ground and being groundwork, or you've got to somehow give an option to be in front. And what I look at Sydney's forwards and I go, McDonald, he's a young star. Like he's in the same sort of calibre as Thilthorpe for the Crows, right? So he's not the finished product. Marty, you'd probably say, and I rate people A, B or C graders. He's a B grader. He's just a solid workhorse, isn't he? Right? You look at McLean, solid workhorse. So are they much better than Port? No, they just know their method. And there were situations on the weekend where I saw everyone play man on man, but it's ball side, right? So it's on your side. Where's the dangerous space? Ball side, not the other side of the ground. But Port's defenders would follow their man out, create a channel, and how many times do we see a lead-up Sydney player take an uncontested mark, shot on goal? That space never happens in games. So there needs to be an awareness to being, I'm guarding my man, I'm cricket pitch away, I'm close, I can get to him if I need to. But what happens, I saw one in particular, and Heaney's unstoppable, right? Takes it, no one's unstoppable, but you know what I mean, he's that good. But it got to a stage that Port defenders didn't sag off, they let him go, Burgoyne's got him. Well, Slim Burgoyne's not going to be able to go with him physically.
He did that several times where he matched himself up against the younger, more slight opponent.
And Papley, who arguably we all go greedy small forward, right? He's moved out of the space to isolate his teammate. These are the areas I think the improvement can come from, because right now, as a club, we need to get to the bottom of, if it's ball movement, if it's a dumping inside forward 50, if it's people think it's list or recruiting, you need to get to the bottom of why we can get to prelim finals and can't get to the next stage. Or not make the most, as you say, on the first week final against Geelong when everyone says you overwhelmingly should win.
Yeah, you coached for the last 2 years has said it's the best list he's had.
Yeah.
So it can't be list.
Well, I don't
You've
think
had
it's list.
you've had another 24 rounds and a finals campaign to fix the problems that you had last year and in the other prelims, which is dumping it forward and all those things you just talked about. You're either dumb or you don't have the answers, or you've got the wrong coach.
No, I think, you know what, I said this before, and everyone shouted me down.
But the same
it's not
things
the mental
happen.
side. No,
The same
I'm not
things
just Stephen,
have
I'm not. I'm here agreeing with every point you made, because that is the measurable. The facts say we've got to 4 prelims over the last decade and haven't been able to get to that next step. There was one really close one. The rest have been reasonable, sort of not blowouts, but comfortable wins for the opposition. So you need to get to that spot, and I know we did this in the 2000s. You need to look and reflect to go, how can we be better? And the message for us at the end of 2002 to 04 was players more accountability, coaches listening to players and working together, as opposed to the autocratic coach down system, which had been there for quite some time.
This is the only question I
It's
reckon
in the heads.
Port fans
It's
want to hear.
in the heads.
Do you think, as a board member, that you had a growth year this year?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Because you won a final.
No, well,
Did you have a growth year?
But how are you measuring that?
Well, you bombed out in another prelim.
Well, were you better?
Won a final.
Were you better than last year? Yeah, you were.
Okay,
right, but
That's
were you
all they
better
wanna
than?
know.
Were you better than 2 years ago?
We'll answer it.
3 years ago, were you? We missed the finals the year before, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right, were you better than 4 and 5 years ago when you made prelims? No, you're equal to that. For me, I'm looking in isolation. Was our defence better this year?
Was it a growth year?
Was our midfield better this year? Was Horn Francis better this year? Was was Marshall better this year? No, he was injured a lot of the time and form struggle. So I think overall we've had some development in players, but as a club we're not happy. And I shouldn't even say that, because I don't speak. I speak for me. I'm not happy because I want to win. When you're in a position, as you say, second, you want to win the flag.
Yeah. Hello, Jay.
Yeah, g'day, boys. What I think is the biggest issue, and I want to separate new on the board and in the club as far as recent management stuff. But what I see is I think there's just weak or incompetent leadership at the moment at the club. Now, I want to just firstly cite 2 examples. First one is trying to put out a narrative about the hate towards the Crows and the 5-year plans, which I think have backfired towards the club. And also the re-signing Ken in August, which we know his Achilles heel is in September, bewilders me. But what I want to look at now from the club is, how do we manage the next narrative with Ken? Because at this stage, we're walking into another year of Ken talk, basically, about what's he going to do after this year. Is he coaching? Is he not? What's happening with Josh Carr on the club? And, this uncertainty is not the way we need to move forward. And I feel like we're at a point now with our club, we either take the next step or we're going to take a step backwards. So I just wanted to get probably Rowey and Timmy's opinion on that, because I understand Treaders probably can't.
No, Jay, I'm happy to answer the first bits, mate, because you know what I thought of those decisions before I stepped inside the board. I don't shy away from them, and I stay by to those decisions. And for me, the latter one with the Ken ones was the timing bit. I've said publicly at the time I didn't agree with the statement 3 and 5. I thought it was bold. I thought it was ambitious. But when you haven't been able to get one since 07, I get you want to set it. I think a lot of the stuff has come back to us as a club saying stuff and not being able to back it up. And my biggest bit from going inside the walls is I want to see, because I was frustrated with the stuff outside, was that the transparency to the members and also to being consistent with the messaging. I think we've done that better, but there are still times where we don't do that as well as we could. So for me, that's an area that we as a club need to work on. And yeah, you touch on how the stuff will be going forward. fundamentally about any person, whether it's the boot starter, the senior coach, to the footy manager, the CEO, to the board. It's all about performance. And if you're performing in your role, you probably stay in your role.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. We'll come back with your calls just after this.
Get on the air with Treaders. Ask him whatever you like. 8223 0000. Let's check your roads.
Afternoon, got a twisted traffic light to watch out for on the way home tonight. That's in Joslin on Paynham Road near Lambert Road, and a crash in Noarlunga Downs on the Southern Expressway near the Panalatinga ramp. Cameras to slow down for Martins Road, Salisbury Downs, Salisbury Highway, Dry Creek, and Waterloo Corner Road in Burton. The fantastic clearance sale is on now. Enjoy great savings like $50 off the Como 2.0 Queen bed. Shop now and find your fantastic. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Listen into the 5AA Sports Show every Friday as AFL footy expert Mark Robbo Robinson joins Rowey and Timmy G to talk about the week's big footy stories. Thanks to Barrow Hotels. For the perfect meal, visit the Bergen Head Tavern, Excelsior or Lighthouse Wharf. You just know it's a Barrow Hotel.
Give your mouth a little harmony with Henry Bloom's Probiotic Mouthwash. Formulated with Dental-Lac, a probiotic strain that harmonises the delicate pH of your mouth and promotes beneficial bacteria. Available at all major pharmacies.
Always read the label and follow directions for use. Simplicity Funerals make funeral planning the way it should be. Simple. With our easy and straightforward packages, it has never been simpler to organise a respectful funeral. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today.
Here's a true SA family business. It's ASIT Transport Solutions with brothers, sisters, cousins, all part of it. But it's not just family they look after, it's the community too. They're on the back of Glenelg's Jumpers.
Yeah, they've had a good time there, haven't they? But they also support over 25 local sporting clubs. So they don't just look after your deliveries.
Well, and the other thing I love is they're massive with Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation, massive supporters of them. They support Breakthrough. ASIT Transport Solutions have created, well, a happy and positive workplace, which is probably why they're the fastest growing courier service in the state.
And we can vouch for that. We've been there. We've seen their workplace.
Number of times.
Very happy environment. And that's why right now they need more drivers. So if you have a 1 or 2 tonne van or a 1 tonne ute, kickstart an amazing career with ASIT Transport Solutions. Give them a call today.
Tom Gleeson's back.
I am the Taskmaster.
Are Aaron Chen, Pete Hellier, Conchetta Caruso, Reece Nicholson and Mel Buttle up to the task?
I think I'm just going to call them the Muppets.
New Taskmaster starts 7:30 Tuesday on 10 and 10 Play.
Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift. Deliver more with Toyota, the world's #1 forklift brand. Choose from a great range including pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts, right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options. Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au. Get a Toyota forklift.
Ready to step forward and make a difference? CMAX Clinical Research is seeking healthy volunteers aged 18 to 65 to join a research opportunity in muscular health. CMAX is trialling a potential new treatment for Duchenne muscular dystrophy and needs your help by participating in the study. Spend 3 nights at CMAX and attend 1 follow-up visit. After completion, all participants will be paid for their contribution and time. Interested? Register your details at cmax.com.au.
Mario Mayola Promotions and 5AA present Hooked on Swing, starring vocal sensation Kate Black, the 3 Little Sisters, and crooner Chris Lloyds, together with the Boogie Woogie Big Band and Swing Dancers. Come hear the music of Benny Goodman, Cab Calloway, Billie Holiday, the Andrews Sisters, Glenn Miller, Nina Simone and more. Hooked on Swing, Festival Theatre, Wednesday, October 2nd. Book now at Ticketek.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 24 minutes after 5 on this Monday night. It's also Brownlow Medal Night at Crowd Palladium, and Sarah Wren's joining us live at Crown for tonight. A few people are walking past. Sarah, who have you got?
Hi guys, I'm here with Jake Lever from Melbourne and his gorgeous wife Jess, who's looking stunning in this beautiful pale blue dress. Definitely one to watch when you see the telecast a little bit later tonight. Jake, great to have you here, and obviously we still remember you running around in the Crows colours.
Yeah, that was a long time ago now, 7 or 8 years ago, but thoroughly enjoyed my time and used to always go on 5AA, so yeah, great memories.
Well, Jakey, I love it, mate. It's Rowey here. You were 5AA's very own. If you had stayed here, you would have won 2 flags.
No, I can't hear you, sorry, Rowey.
Yeah, of course you didn't.
Because he's lying.
Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't, Jake. How'd you see the season for the D's this year, buddy?
Hey, yeah, no, I can hear you now, Rowey. Did you ask a silly question first up?
Yeah, well, you know what I'm like.
Trying to say you win 2 flags if you stayed at the Crows.
Yeah, I'm happy with one so far, but no, the year wasn't planned as what I thought, mate. Yeah, I didn't book my holidays until about mid-October. Now I've been sitting around I'll be sitting around for 6 weeks, so I've been a little bit disappointed, but I think, yeah, if you look at it glass half full, we've had some young fellas come through and play some good footy for us, and you can see the future, but I'm not getting any younger, so I'm going to be really impatient this off-season and pre-season, make sure that hopefully we get back to playing in September and winning some games.
Good work. Well, you're young enough for us to get you back, so we're on the up and Melbourne's on the down, so you want my men to speak to your men?
Yeah, get him to speak to him. Reedy's still the list manager there. He wasn't happy with me last time, so maybe he might chuck me a smile this time.
All right. Well, hey, enjoy the night, Jakey boy. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Well done. Gee, put that little quirk in. Oh, that was a whack, wasn't it?
Well,
if he wasn't there, he'd still be here.
We'll go to
He would still
Gardens.
be here,
G'day, Bernie.
He would still be here.
Hey, Bernie.
Fellas. Thank you. It was just an observation. It's with Port Adelaide. I'm not a Port supporter, but I've been fortunate enough to see quite a few of their games, particularly this year. And I pick up on Warren Treadray's comment about on-field leadership. You know, you can't always point the finger at the coach. You know, they can only do so much. And it just takes me back to the great days of Hawthorn that won those 3 premierships together. And Ross Lyon made a comment at one of the after-game press conferences when he got beaten by the Hawks. He said it was a big compliment. He said one of the biggest issues with when you play Hawthorn is the on-field coaches they have. And he was talking about Luke Hodge and, of course, Sam
Mitchell,
Roughhead, Sam Mitchell,
Lewis,
and how important that was to the team in getting them, just dragging them across the line and keeping everyone accountable in the team.
Yep, throw in Sean Burgoyne, Roughhead, Lewis. They bat deep, and they bat deep for a reason. You look at Stratton in defence. They had a lot of senior guys who knew, hey, this is what we've trained for this. We know what we want to do, and there's nothing better
Very
with
important,
runners
restriction. Every premiership team has got, and runner-up team, the reason they get there is they're effectively coached but self-coached too, because the coach can't run the message all the time. And when I said that before, I'm meaning like I'm looking at Port's young list, right? And Connor Rozee probably won't have as hard a year as he's ever had. You know what I mean? Like, you look at it, young player, coach in a first year, captain his first year, had a bub, got engaged, soon to be married, renovating a house, signed a big contract. He's had a lot go on. Then he's had some injuries, but he's going to be better for it. And for me, with him and Butters and Rozee and, John Francis, they're going to bat deeper. And their leadership's going to be better. So for me, it's all about empowering these young guys to become great. And I reckon that's where the improvement will come from.
Yeah. Hello, Dave. Here's Treaders.
How you going, guys?
Hey, Dave.
Listen, Timmy, I want to speak to you and Rowey, not too much Treaders. Treaders too involved with the club nowadays. There was a good text sent out by Marco an hour ago regarding Ken. Personally, I don't want to talk about the coaches, but I would have picked Hardwick instead of Ken a year ago. So anyway, I don't make up stories because of what's happened yesterday or Friday. You go back the last 2 finals, or 3 finals the last few years, and you have a look at the players that don't perform in the finals. Burn Jones, Ollie Wines under pressure, doesn't know where he's going. Dixon, Marshall didn't play, he doesn't perform in the finals. Now, another guy, and this is the people I'll get rid of straight away. Burn Jones, Ollie Wines, Dixon's got to go, Marshall's got to go, McKentie's got to go, McKenzie's got to go, Cleary's got to go. Now, if Watson wants to leave Solder, go get that Wangani Milera. He's a good South Australian, good player, knows what to do with the ball. And I always said, if Butters or Horn Francis don't get the ball in the middle, the game's finished. They're the only 2 players in that midfield that get Port rolling. Forget about Wines. he does the hard stuff, but his handballs or his kicking goes anywhere. It's just turnover after turnover. And at the end of the year, you send these little skinny blokes like Burgoyne and Evans. I know Evans had a great year, and make them push their way so they come back about 10 kilos heavier because they get pushed around like they're not there. He had a good game the other week, Burgoyne, and he should have stayed on the half-back line. But he's not the player that's going to get you the hard ball. And for the captaincy, wrong captain. He's never be able to tell someone to get that ball because he doesn't do it himself. I've said it before, and I'm going to retract from it. And it's exactly right, and everybody knows it. He's a classy player, but he's not a leader.
There you go. I think some of those list management decisions will be made very shortly, Treaders. We're on the red carpet at the Brownlow. Sarah Wren's found Jack Viney. G'day, Jack. Can you hear us?
Hi guys, sorry, the noise is quite tricky here with the ambient noise, but yes boys, I am here with Jack Viney and his beautiful wife Charlotte, who's looking absolutely stunning tonight with a dress by Ogly Alora. Obviously, Jack is a favourite son of Melbourne Football Club, but we like to claim him back in SA as well. He obviously spends a lot of time in SA, having his family still there. But great that you could join us on AA tonight, Jack.
No, thanks for having us. It's an exciting night, plenty of energy and buzz walking down the red carpet, and all the girls are looking fabulous.
Hey Jack, Tim Jennifer in Adelaide, mate. Have you got a tip for the weekend, mate? Who do you like out of Sydney and Brisbane?
I've been tipping Sydney the whole way along the finals. I just think there's something to play consistently throughout the year. You test it from game to game. The team that steps up the most.
We're having some audio issues, I think, down there, but that's okay. Appreciate Sarah doing her best, and Jack, hopefully you can hear us back here, that we are just having some issues, so cannot stay with you, but we do have the 5:30 headlines coming up. Treaders, thank you for your work this evening. You're always very handy on a Monday night. Lots to build up with.
Grand final time. See you over there, boys.
Yes.
On Friday.
Bring it.
The headlines.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. The Australian share market took a tumble today with Coles and Woolworths in the ACCC's sights. The federal opposition says the costings of its nuclear policy will be independently verified. A Victorian man has been charged with interfering with the radio transmission of commercial planes. And in sport, the celebrations will continue for the Sandford Premiers tomorrow with the unveiling of the chimney colours. Now, checking 5AA traffic.
Make a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area this summer. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
Got a twisted traffic light to watch out for on the way home tonight. That's in Joslin on Paynham Road near Lambert Road. Some roadworks, South Road near Dawes Road, Melrose Park. Waverley Ridge Road near the roundabout Crafers West, and Grand Junction Road near Dunstan Road in Wingfield. Cameras North-South Motorway Dry Creek and Shepperton Road in Parafield Gardens. Spring has sprung at Petstock. Flea, tick and worming treatments now at new everyday low prices, plus 15% off that same brand next time. Save more at Petstock. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy tonight down to 11, a shower or two developing tomorrow, 22. Right now, it's 17. We'll have more news at 6, and as it happens, on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodies, 5AA Breakfast.
The Unlinked Council will vote on a motion to move its Citizenship and Citizen of the Year award ceremonies back to January 26th. The council did some polling and determined that, in fact, ratepayers liked having the citizenship ceremony on Australia Day.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
If 60% of people in Unley say we got no issue with January 26, it's higher everywhere else.
Yeah. Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. Louva House, the leaders in transforming your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof. louvahouse.com.au. See legendary guitarist Hank Marvin from The Shadows with October shows at Woodville, Goolwa and Angaston. Tickets from febisounds.com.au. 5AA, supporting local business.
Belinda has just bought a stand-up paddleboard from Marketplace.
Woohoo!
It was a bargain, and so was the hall stand. Belinda has a Camry, and yes, she's got a problem. Lucky for Belinda, Avis Truck Rental Adelaide has trucks, lots of them, and she can drive an Avis truck with a car licence. Turn got a problem into not a problem with Avis Truck Rental Adelaide. Open 7 days, 416 Port Road, West Hindmarsh. 8241 5200.
Well, when it comes to making your outdoor area something really special and comfortable, plonking one of those chimney little looking things in your outdoor area
The old chimney.
makes a difference. But I'll tell you this, what will make a big difference, well, there's a lot of things. Big difference.
Big difference is the way to go.
That's it.
And I tell you now, Big Difference Home Improvements, especially when it comes to outdoor blinds. You call Big Difference Home Improvements and they'll see what a huge difference their outdoor blinds can make to your entertaining area. Now that's rain, hail or shine, and we're about to skip into the shine bit of it.
That's exactly right. So you can't muck around with outdoor blinds. You need them supplied and installed by pros like the team at Big Difference Home Improvements. Now, you'll love the end result and the outstanding service they provide. You will.
Very, very nice people. Big Difference Home Improvements. They also make a big difference when it comes to carports, pergolas, verandas and stunning timber decks.
That's it. Don't just make a difference, make a big difference. Visit bigdifference.com.au for a free measuring quote or visit them at their showroom.
This is RB Dave for Supercraft Bedding with Tales from the Bedroom. Audrey has great taste, and when it comes to choosing the bed frame or bed head, like a lot of women, she makes the final choice. So can you. Our hardwood and upholstered king and queen size bed frames are totally customisable. Choose the fabric, the stain and the style. And they're not shipped in. They're made here, so you can start enjoying it sooner. Supercraft Bedding, building better beds. 42 Richmond Road, Keswick.
Are you working with your GP to achieve weight loss? Try Optifast VLCD shakes for a high-protein, low-calorie meal alternative to provide essential nutrition during weight loss. Optifast VLCD is for the dietary management of overweight and obesity and must be used under healthcare supervision.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
23 minutes to 6. Darren Reeves from the Glenelg Football Club to join us very, very soon. Back-to-back premiers. And, of course, your calls, keep them coming in, 8223 0000. But right now, as we have been for the last 2 weeks, been giving you the chance to get on the standby list for tickets, accommodation and flights to the Toyota 2024 AFL Grand Final. Well, right now, we get the chance to award a lucky winner.
Well, we do. We've put this little person into a hat. We're going to dial them right now. Let's do it. So it's flights, accommodation, the grand final. We know it to be Sydney v Brisbane. No Victorian teams.
Hello, Owen speaking.
Is this Owen?
Yes, it is.
Where are you from, Owen?
West Lakes.
Okay, Owen. Did you ring the 5AA Sports Show throughout the last 2 weeks?
Absolutely. I was the only Owen that called up last week and to talk about how the Swannies were going to beat Port Adelaide.
You were the 0-1. I did the 0-1
You did the gag with him.
Yeah, well, you want me to do another gag with you, Owen?
No, go on, why not?
You're 0-2 going to the grand final!
You absolute beauty. Thank you very much.
How good's that?
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Jeez, mate.
So the old long-time listener, first-time caller?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's good. Who do you think you'll take, 0-2?
No, I'll take my old man with me. He's been a Swannies member since the 60s. He's never seen a grand final live, so
wow.
he'll absolutely love it.
Can you take a few selfies for us and send them in?
Yeah, no worries. I'll send them through to your social media team.
That'd be
Well,
great,
hopefully
buddy.
we see. How old's the old man?
He's 74.
Oh, well, he would have... Well, Longmire's got them into their fifth grand final. He's won one, so he's had a bit of success the last 8 or 9 years.
Oh, we've had a good run over probably the last 20 years. But,
I was going to say, Owen,
definitely need another trophy, I think.
How did Dad feel in that one that broke the drought in 05? How was it?
Oh, there were tears. That was just after I turned 18. We were at the pub for the first time, and no, that was a special day.
Well, Owen, you can have a special day with your dad. I'm glad you've run that in the end. It's flights, accommodation, all that sort of stuff. You'll enjoy it. Thanks for listening to the 5AA Sports Show.
Cheers, boys, and go the Swannies this weekend.
Yeah, we might catch up with you over there. Stay on the
luck,
line,
Al.
we'll get all your details. How good's that?
That is fantastic. An AFL authorised GF promotion. GFAFL 24/150, a very worthy winner, Owen. Well done.
We got some calls, but I did like this one. Unique Homestyle Food Tex. Rowey, my cobber, wants to bet me a bottle of Green Label that Cumming is going to Port. How sure are you that he's choosing Adelaide? Well, Costa, I'd bet a Blue Label. I'm sure he's talking about Johnny Walker, is he? Green Label.
So, yeah.
I'd bet him a Blue Label that he's coming to the Crows. I'll up your green and go for a blue. Is blue bigger than a green?
Yeah. Blue's the top Johnny
top.
Walker.
Blue, yeah.
It's the top Johnny.
Nick Carasoulis got me a blue for my birthday.
Did he really?
And it made me blue.
Wow. Yeah. Well, he didn't say it, drink it now, did he?
Do you know in Ireland, if you drink whiskey, it makes you frisky? There's all these signs everywhere. Did you know that was a saying?
No, I
don't even know why I weaved that in.
No.
But anyway, Costa, go from the green to the blue, mate.
Yeah.
I'm very confident then.
I'm not as confident. Not as confident as that. No.
So you reckon you've got him?
No, I don't reckon we got him at all, but I just reckon there's a decision to be made. I don't know that it's 100% that way. So.
Well, Luco flew over. This is the other one. Luco flew over on the Friday. I've got that from a very good, reliable source. And he has met with the clubs. And apparently Port are dead set keen, but they're about two ungy less than the Crows.
I've been thrown by rumours since the one about Keane walking out on the club. That has thrown me right off the scent of rumours now. I don't believe a thing I hear anymore. Let's go to Peter at Para Hills. I believe you, Pete.
Come on, Pete.
I don't know about believing me, but I reckon you better go overseas and get it duty-free. That always helps. And I'm not talking about the Kangaroo Island either.
It's not that cheap anymore.
Oh, no, none of it is. But it's beautiful, that's for sure. But you take it in moderation like everything else.
Well done, Pete.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find out about Solo.
Soldo,
yes, if he's leaving, Soldo. If he's leaving, I think he's a wimp. It's his fault. He's got injured and let Jordan Sweet take over. But what did it cost Port to get him to the club, and what can Port get for him?
Would they let him go first, Timmy?
Yeah, I don't know.
You've invested in him.
Yeah, they did, and I think they'd be disappointed if it all ended after 1 year. And let's face it, he was first ruck until he got hurt.
So has he sooked it up, or is his partner gone back to Melbourne? What's happened?
No, I'm not.
You don't come for a year and leave.
I think a lot of it hasn't settled in well for him.
Okay, he's homesick.
Well, maybe it could be a factor as well. So there could be that as well. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him, so
or it might not be true.
Well, it might not be true, but you know what, Ralphie, he gets a lot of good info. And I'm not sure where he gets it from, but he's pretty good at what he does.
Is this a scoop-de-doo one or a
no,
Ralphie
it's
one?
John Ralph.
Well, Ralphie's got a bit more cred.
Speaking of John Ralph, he put out a story only about half an hour ago. He said, should Gather Round finish with all Victorian clash, it may just happen. So and there was also a story about the start of the opening round as well.
Explain an all Victorian clash.
So it would be two Victorian clubs at the MCG. So he's written this wrong. It was actually around, the story was the opening round of the year, so we know how this was a Brisbane, New South Wales thing to promote the other states. There might be, on the Sunday, the final game would be an all-Victorian game, just to sort of give Victoria
in Sydney or Brisbane.
MCG. To give Melbourne their footy taste for the opening round.
Of course they would.
Come on.
Of course they would.
Well, we might as well play all the other games.
They can't help it, can they?
That's just ridiculous.
Did you know that the Commission, through the executive's wishes, are going to have a extraordinary meeting with the Victorian presidents about the fact that there's an all interstate grand final? Yeah.
First time since 06. Yeah.
And you know what else they're doing? South Melbourne played Fitzroy in 1899.
Yes.
And South Melbourne won by a point.
South Melbourne got up.
Yeah, so South Melbourne is Sydney, and Fitzroy apparently is Brisbane. So they're saying it's a South Melbourne Fitzroy grand final.
Keep hanging on.
And you reckon I've got a chip on my shoulder? They got small man syndrome.
Let's go to Ingle Farm. G'day, Gary.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, Gary.
Port Adelaide have some fault line blow.
Gaz, are you on hands-free? Gaz, we want to hear you, so get off hands-free.
Okay.
That's
better. Go for it, Gaz.
All right. So, yeah, when Asava moved forward, I thought he looked fairly likely, but he just hasn't done enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question is, would Port be better served by sending him up the ground to play a sort of Earl Spalding role, where that Carlton did?
Yep.
Just send him up the ground, so go wherever you want, get some ball, kick it forward to someone else. Would that work better for them?
Yeah, he definitely played sort of around that centre-half forward area. I looked at his heat map, not in the Sydney game, but in the Hawthorn game, and he was up around that. When they're coming out of the back line, that's the target. So I reckon that balance probably got a bit mixed up because it was only him and Mitch Georgiades after Marshall went off in that Hawthorn game. And I reckon if I go back and have a look at perhaps his map against Sydney, there might be a bit. It might be a bit different as far as where he was. So, yeah, I'm with you, Gary. I think he definitely up the ground as a forward, better than deep. So, no, good call. Let's go to Ashley at Lockleys. G'day, Ashley.
G'day, fellas. How are you?
Excellent, buddy.
Look, I went to the annual general meeting this year down at Alberton.
Yep.
And Koshy was telling us about all the good things that the board has done for the club over the recent years. I just had a look up the other day about the board members. And I don't know whether people know it there, but there's, out of the current board of 9, one person's been on that board for 13 years. Another 4 have been on there for 12 years. And then we got 4 new recruits, 2 for 2 years and 2 for 1 year. That's the time that they've been on the board. Now, I just don't know whether sometimes these people get on boards for too long and their purpose for being on the board for these periods. But I was looking at one particular board member, and I'm not going to mention names, but he's been a director in the profession.
Ash, just hold there, mate. We'll come back to you in a moment. We just got Adam Kingsley on the red carpet, I believe.
In Brownlow.
Justin.
We've got you, Sarah. How are you?
G'day, Sarah. Yeah, this red carpet.
We'll return to this.
It's very noisy.
We'll return to them, though. Have got Adam Kingsley there waiting, standing by with Sarah Wren, who's at Crown Palladium tonight for the Brownlow medal count. So a very exciting time. Everyone's rushing through, and we've got lots of
I've done it a number of years. It's very, very hard.
tough.
There's a heap of people. They all get, cans are thrown around. And
well, they're having a good time.
And I mean cans as in your
As in
broadcasting cans.
Good,
the ones with
good.
the-
I was going to say. We don't need that.
Let's cross back to Sarah. Sarah, have you got us now?
I do. I've got Adam Kingsley here, boys.
Oh, thank you very much. Kingo, Timmy, Jennifer, how are you, mate?
Hello, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, buddy. Hey, mate, just a quick one. This weekend's grand final, it's Sydney v Brisbane. Who do you like if you had to go either way?
I don't like either, Tim, to be fair.
and Kingo, that is the right answer.
Team.
Mate, I'll ask you one. I had you winning it this year. What in God's name happened in those two finals?
Well,
I did, Timmy.
See, why did you have to remind me?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to wreck your night, but mate, oh God.
No, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were disappointed, obviously. We felt like we were in a winning position in both games, to be fair, and unfortunately didn't get the job done. So incredibly disappointing, and that'll sit with us for a long period of time now. And unfortunately, we've got to wait and work for another 12 months before we get another opportunity to rectify that, and that's the most disappointing thing. But to answer your question initially, Tim, I think Brisbane, they're probably due. I think Sydney have been the better team across the year, but I think Brisbane are in better form right now.
Yeah, I'm sort of with you on that one too. I've been sort of backing them for a while after you got knocked out, mate. But hey, another thing, who out of your team do you think will poll well tonight? And is it? I know it's not a focus for you guys, but who do you think had a better year for you guys?
I think Tom Green will poll well for us. He's an inside mid. He gets a lot of the ball. Plays that sort of brand, and it feels like that those are the type of guys that typically poll well. Particularly recently with Cripps and Neal and Bontempelli. So I think Tom Green will be our leading vote getter.
So, what are you dressed in, mate? You got the white, the off-white, the ivory, the beige? Have you just got a little penguin suit number? It's a bit of a fashionista, you, Kingo?
Just a line and length number.
Good then.
The white and the black with the bow tie this year. So just keep it pretty simple.
Adam, you've done a great job, mate. Everything can be fixed, and you will over that pre-season. I've loved what you've done with that team. You're cherry ripe, you know that. Let's hope you have a good off-season, recruit well, and mate, thanks for your time.
Good luck in 25, buddy.
No worries, boys. Thank you very much.
Adam Kingsley, our guest on the red carpet of the Brownlow.
Let's check your traffic. Yeah, Tugger's got a twisted traffic light to watch out for on your drive home tonight in Joslin. That's on Paynham Road near Lambert Road. Some roadworks, Torrens Road near South Road, Renown Park. Greenhill Road near Port Rush Road, Glenside, affecting Citybound. And South Road near Grand Junction Road in Angle Park. The MG4 is the EV for everyone. Save up to 25% and drive away now from just $30,990. Ends October 31 at your MG dealer. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
G'day everyone, Cornsey here. Now I know a great team when I see one, and the South Australian hydraulic team I rate the highest is BL Shipway. The Shipway team are the best in the business. They've been looking after your hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953 with brands like Ryco, Rexroth, Enerpac, Hydac, Oilpath, EasyFit and many more. If you can't get to them, they'll send a Ryco 24/7 van to you anytime, anywhere. blshipway.com.au, a South Australian team you can count on.
Join Gliderol in celebrating the Colorbond Steal the Show promotion. By purchasing a roller door or sectional door made from Colorbond steel from Gliderol, now or within the last 12 months, you could win $100,000. Visit gliderol.com.au today for a free measure and quote. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply. See colorbond.com/steal the show, 18 plus only. Strict purchase and eligibility criteria apply. Ends 30/11/24.
It is 8 to 6. Are you looking for top-notch industrial commercial roller doors? Are you? Shutters, automatic pedestrian doors or automatic gates? Vulcan Doors. I'm going to say it again. Vulcan Doors are supreme at keeping out what you want out and in what you want in.
You know what I reckon Vulcan Doors are doing right now?
What's that?
They're building big doors down at the bay to hold all those premiership cups inside. Yeah, because they are celebrating tonight. Well done to the Tigers too. I just had Mick Abbott. He's pretty happy with himself too. He's a big Glenelg man. So the Vulcan Doors will hold all those trophies because they're starting to build a nice cabinet.
Well, they are. And being a Nord man, they beat me by a point. I'll go and knock those Vulcan Doors
down. Hey, good luck with that.
Good luck with that, Timmy G.
Cool. Vulcan Doors are the industrial and commercial roller door specialists where you'll get friendly service and quality outcomes at a great price. Just head to vulcandoors.com.au.
There is care in simplicity. Our experienced team understand that keeping things simple and easy is the best approach. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today. Simplicity Funerals. Easy, respectful, simple.
Adelaide Appliance Gallery makes your everyday easier with some of the best brands in cooking, dishwashers, clothes dryers and washing machines. And all through September, Adelaide Appliance Gallery is making your life more affordable. Save $900 on selected Smeg OmniChef ovens. Save $700 on selected full steam ovens. And save $500 on selected combi steam ovens. From the kitchen to the laundry, Adelaide Appliance Gallery makes your everyday easier. Call into 155 Paynham Road, St Peters or visit adelaideappliancegallery.com.au.
Buying a home is a huge investment, not just financially, but emotionally. So a professional inspection is a must. But remember, not all house inspectors are equal.
It's hard to believe this, but you don't need a builder's licence to be a house inspector. That's why it's important to choose House Inspect Australia for the most qualified team of inspectors in the nation.
If you thought a good house inspector was hard to find, well, take a look at House Inspect Australia. Don't risk a dodgy inspection. Be 100% sure. Go to houseinspectaustralia.com.au.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
6 minutes to 6. Glenelg back-to-back premiership winning coach Darren Reeves is going to join us after 6 o'clock and the 5AA Sample Show tonight from 6:30. But we still have heaps of time for your calls. 8223 0000.
We love interaction.
Absolutely.
We just had it with Kinga.
We had it fantastically.
On the red carpet.
There's a nice, unique home-style food text. Hey, fellas, Port believe they're still in the premiership window. And assuming Dixon is delisted or retired and there's a chance Marshall retires on medical grounds, why wouldn't Port consider McBean? 2-year contract. Wouldn't have to pay him much. turns 30, why, gee, he'd be worth the risk, wouldn't he? I'm an unbiased Crow supporter. There you go. Thanks, Dion. Let's go to Doug at Blakeview.
Dougie.
Yeah, g'day, guys. Cracking game yesterday. I went as a neutral supporter for North Adelaide, but McBean was outstanding. But talking AFL, am I the only one in Australia who thinks that Patrick Dangerfield should have got at least a week for that double action swing tackle where his opponent's head hit the ground? Wouldn't that be any other week of the year?
They're fighting words to me. That bloke accentuated it. I'd find the bloke that he tackled. It was the perfect tackle, Doug. What sort of game do you want?
Well, I just want consistency from the MRO. I don't. If that's just a fine, well, how come there's been 5 other incidences the exact same throughout the year that have got a week or two?
Doug, if you want to get up in arms, go and watch what Rampy did in that game.
He's free to play.
He's free to play.
Yeah,
but I'm happy for that in a prelim. Now, if that was home and away...
You're happy for an elbow in the head in the prelim?
No.
After we're protecting the head all year.
Well, just hear me out. Home and away, yep, he gets a game. All day, every day. You can't elbow a bloke in the head.
Rules for finals.
But it's a prelim.
You can't.
No, you can't.
No,
ban him.
you have to have the same rules.
No, you can't. You can't ban him for that. Didn't hurt him.
Well, you can't ban him in the minor round.
Didn't hurt him.
Yes.
Can't ban him.
Well, I wouldn't in the minor round, but if that's what they want, that's what they've got.
And that's what they set up.
They
in
like
finals.
to jump up and down and carry on, and then they change the rules when they feel like
So
it.
do you think Rampy should have got a game?
Look, for me, no, play on every day of the week. I don't
Well,
care.
it is, but
But it got him high, so it was a free kick, and I think play on. But
play on.
I played in the 80s and 90s. I'm tainted. Let's go to Dave on the
We're
Dross and
dinosaurs.
Jetty. How good, Dave? You getting anything?
Hello.
Dave,
you're on the jetty.
You're getting some blue swimmer crabs on the Ardross and jetty.
Yeah, that's dead right, mate.
Good.
No squid.
Oh, no squid. That's no good.
Oh, gee, I've been out here for 9 hours.
Oh,
Jesus, what do you got in the bag?
Oh, I got a few crabs, mate. I got a few.
Oh, well, there's a
Hey,
few.
what about the mighty Hardorf, mate?
I did it again.
They won the Hills League. Yeah, well done, Dave.
Done it again. That Golding, mate, he is a bloody genius.
Unreal. They're
Hey?
successful.
Very successful club, mate.
Dave, how many flags is that?
That's 7.
Goodness me.
Wow, unreal.
That's 7. They missed out on 2, and the last 2 they lost by 3 and 4 points.
Wow. Are they full of big Germans up there? That'd be a big team,
No,
Ardorf, wouldn't it?
mate, they're all bloody kids, mate.
How good's that?
Yeah, not since
One bloody import from Port Adelaide.
Who's that?
Oh, forget his bloody name. Full forward he was.
Okay.
Played in the seconds.
Okay.
He couldn't kick straight, mate. Couldn't kick straight.
Oh,
Well, so they won again. Well, Dave, you keep getting at those blue swimmer crabs, mate.
Good luck, mate.
And use the green lures for the squid. Green.
Green. Oh, God, Rowey, there's no doubt about it. And the base, mate.
On you, Dave.
We've
Pack
lost
it in.
Dave. Dave, he's dropped off the Dross and jetty.
Oh, it's getting dark. Pack it in, Dave. It's 2 minutes to 6. Darren Reeves next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
One of the best things about South Australia is there's so much of it. Fortunately, getting from one side to the other is easy with Stateliner. Their fleet of modern, comfortable buses connect the city to the Eyre Peninsula and Mid-North, Riverland and South East, with many towns in between. Stateliner buses are equipped with toilets, air conditioning, they're wheelchair accessible, and you can even charge your phone. With 50% off for pensioners, seniors, children and full-time SA students, let Stateliner do the driving for you. Book today.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family owned and operated, because it's personal.
Now, how good is it to have a mate with a ute or a van? You know, the ones that...
Your best mate.
Well, you need to look after them.
Yeah.
But then, you know, they can't always promise to have the ute and the van when you need it.
That's exactly right. That's why Ava's Truck Rental Adelaide is your best mate. The best mate you can have. When you call Ava's Truck Rental Adelaide, Matty answers the phone. Not a computer. Matty, owner, second generation.
I like her.
He's a ripper too. One little wart on him, he's an Essendon supporter. But he loves South Australians.
Oh, that's
all South Australians. He won't like me saying that.
Oh,
For over 18 years he's run that depot and knows exactly what vehicles are available and is more than happy to discuss the right vehicle that may suit your needs. Now, I've gone in and said, I need a trucky thing with a licence, the gem, and that one's too big, that'll cost you too much. How about this one? Oh, they've got a range. It's called a range, Timmy.
Yeah.
A great range.
Yeah. Now, look, if you're moving house, picking up something from Bunnings, or planning a family road trip, Avis Trucks Adelaide has got them all. They got you covered. And do this one. Just ask for the 5AA fixed price. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
The Timmy G super duper cashy one.
5AA fixed price.
Hey, trust your mate. Trust Matty, you'll love him. He's a ripper. Avis Truck Rental Adelaide. They're open 7 days. They're at 416 Port Road, West Imarsh. Heading out past the expressway on the left. Just tucked in on the left as you're heading out of town.
Yes, I know.
Book online at avis.com.au or call them 8241 5200.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Partly cloudy tonight, down to 11. A shower or two developing tomorrow, 22. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
The 2024 Mitsubishi Triton comes with 10 years warranty, plus 3 years free servicing, only at Agostino Mitsubishi.
A draft code of conduct to overhaul supermarket prices has been released by the federal government. Coles, Woolworths and Aldi would be covered by the legislation. The Competition and Consumer Commission has announced it's suing Coles and Woolworths over allegations both chains misled consumers about some of their discounts. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says companies which do the wrong thing should be penalised.
Shoppers are on the hunt for discounts when they do their weekly grocery shop, because every dollar matters when people get to the checkout. Advertised discounts need to be genuine each and every time. Specials need to be real because household budgets are tight.
5 local companies will undergo an assessment program to enter the global supply chain for nuclear-powered subs. Premier Peter Malinauskas says it's part of a deal with US shipbuilder Huntington Ingalls.
What the nuclear submarine supply chain opportunity represents is a chance for a sovereign capability to be able to survive, one that is necessarily got to be domestic, which is something we've always yearned for and wanted as a country, but the AUKUS program represents the single biggest chance to actually make that a reality.
The Coalition is considering a freeze on alcohol tax if it wins the next federal election. It comes as publicans warn the skyrocketing cost of a beer is pushing people to drink in unregulated environments. Anna Moeller from the SA Hotels Association says pubs are also a vital part of Australian society.
This is an industry that is predominantly small family business, employing over 26,000 people across the state. They're being crushed at the moment by energy costs, cost of product, transport costs, insurance costs, and this tax on alcohol that comes around every 6 months is an absolute killer.
The federal government says it will not yield to crazy Greens policy on the Reserve Bank. The minor party is demanding the RBA is forced to cut interest rates. The Greens say unless it happens, it won't support legislation to reform the central bank. But Finance Minister Katie Gallagher says the demand is economically irresponsible.
The Greens are out of control. What the Reserve Bank does tomorrow is really a matter for them. They're independent. There's good reasons for them to be independent. And, you know, we just need to keep providing that stable and strong economic leadership.
A Victorian man has been charged with interfering with the radio transmission of commercial planes. Police say the 45-year-old accessed channels to broadcast various chants and false Mayday recordings. Officers allegedly seized handheld radios and transmitting equipment during a raid of his home. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the 2024 AFL footy cards at Sports Card World Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
Carlton's Patrick Cripps and Collingwood's Nick Dacos are favourites heading into tonight's Brownlow medal count in Melbourne. Sydney and Brisbane players haven't made the trip ahead of Saturday's grand final. They're attending events at the SCG and Gabba. Well, the exit meeting started for Port players today. Travis Boak's future should become clearer in the next 24 hours.
I just had medicals today, so I'll have my exit tomorrow and we'll just have a chat, just a general conversation and probably then have a bit to think about and we'll go from there.
Tony Popovic has declared he's ready to lead the Socceroos to the next World Cup. The former Wanderers glory and victory coach takes over from Graham Arnold. After years of being mentioned as a contender for the job, Popovic believes he now has the experience to make a difference.
5 years ago I wasn't ready for this role. 3 years ago, 2 years ago I wouldn't have looked at this role. I'm ready.
That's sport. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Make a big difference to your outdoor entertaining area this summer. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
Hello, they've got a twisted traffic light to watch out for on the way home tonight. That's in Joslin on Paynham Road near Lambert Road. Some roadworks, Grand Junction Road near Lytton Place, Port Adelaide. Oaklands Road near Margaret Avenue in Somerton Park. And May North Road near Penn Place in Prospect. Conquer any terrain. Hankook Dynapro AT2 Extreme and Dynapro XT four-wheel drive tyres designed to handle anything from rocky trails to muddy roads. Search Hankook Dynapro. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 11 tonight, a shower or two developing tomorrow, 22. Wednesday, showers 19. Thursday, a possible early shower, 18. Right now, it's 16 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thanks, I'm Kate Collins. Tonight's headlines. A family is demanding answers over the Disability Services van crash south of Adelaide, which killed the wheelchair-bound passenger. The consumer watchdog accuses Coles and Woolies of fake discounts. Plus, the CommBank boss says he's not expecting an interest rate cut tomorrow. And don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 now as soon as you're home.
Are you working with your GP to achieve weight loss? Try Optifast VLCD shakes for a high-protein, low-calorie meal alternative to provide essential nutrition during weight loss. Optifast VLCD is for the dietary management of overweight and obesity and must be used under healthcare supervision.
The Honda mid-size SUV stock clearance is on now. Get 8 years warranty and 8 years roadside assist, plus a $1,000 Ampol fuel card on 2023 build Honda ZR-V and CR-Vs. Visit us at Formula Honda to test drive today. Ampol fuel card offer valid until September 30. Different warranty applies for vehicles used for commercial purposes. T's and C's at honda.com.au. Hurry into Formula Honda. Find us at Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond, or North East Road, Modbury.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
7 minutes after 6 here on this Monday night. It's our Monday footy review. We're going to go through all the SANFL Grand Final very shortly and the 5AA SANFL show with Matt Panos at 6:30 tonight. I feel a little bit for Matty coming in tonight, but he said he's going to
come in.
He said to me he will come in tonight. He wants to finish the job, which I absolutely love. I'm proud of him for that.
The dedication.
5AA's Golf Day also returns for 2024. They're partnering with Phil Hoffman Travel. They're featuring your favourite 5AA presenters and some sporting legends. It'll be an unmissable day. It's Friday, the 11th of October at the wonderful Glenelg Golf Club. All you have to do, if you want to join us, is head to 5AA.com.au and register right now. They could be calling you out this Friday as one of our lucky winners, so please get involved. It'll be an amazing day. Don't miss out. It's all thanks to Phil Hoffman Travel, creating moments you'll never forget. Visit pht.com.au for hundreds of exclusive deals.
Glenelg lead by 5 points. It's still a chance. Not longer. It's back-to-back for the yellow and black. Glenelg win from absolutely nowhere. And that is a historic win for Glenelg. Their third flag in 5 years.
Well, they were simply superb, winning back-to-back flags. It was an epic grand final yesterday over my beloved Norwood, Timmy. 35,000 there. Joining us, this will have a ring to it, dual premiership coach.
Yes.
Darren Reeves. Reevesy, congratulations. What an effort.
I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, it was an amazing game of football and just incredibly proud of our playing group for the way they absorbed the pressure in the third quarter and stuck around and were able to get the job done in the last quarter. It was an amazing effort.
To come from an elimination, they're tough, but I think playing on edge every week seemed to help your group.
Yeah, I think it did, mate, and I think I've stated already that we needed to keep playing. We needed some continuity in our game, and it's not great living on the elimination edge all the time, but our guys were fantastic. I think they thrived off what it looked like week to week for us, and they were fantastic.
What did you say at three-quarter time, because they were still in front, Nord, other than kick it to your skipper?
Well, it was a bit of that. No, it was. I saw a stat today, actually. I think our scoring in the last quarters through the finals was phenomenal compared to our opposition. So I did stress to our group that at halftime, that if we're in touch at three-quarter time, that we would be able to run over the top of them. And that was, again, the message at three-quarter time, boys. We're 2 goals down. We know what we've got left in us. Let's just trust in that. Let's do the simple things well. Forward territory was key. Win our one-on-one battles. There was guys in our team that hadn't had much influence on the game, but they were going to have a moment, and make sure you grab that moment. And
they did.
We had 2 or 3 young blokes that stood up in incredible moments. Then we had a couple of older blokes in the skipper and Lockie Hosey that had big moments as well.
I actually thought there was so many moments in a game that only gets decided by 5 points, that each and every one of them are going to go back and go, that's what winning a grand final's about. And that's an experience level that, Chandler, Window, Lovelock, Adams, these younger guys can sort of go back on and say, you know what, it's about persistence.
Oh, I agree, man. Archie Lovelock was cooked. We were trying to get him off the ground, and then he just pulls off that moment, that chase down tackle.
Yes.
We go back and go, that's almost the moment that gets it done for us, because if he doesn't get that done, they probably score, and that almost breaks your momentum. So that was a huge moment. I thought Oscar Adams was fantastic. He unfortunately got a couple of breaks in an eye socket and a broken jaw, and you need surgery tomorrow or Wednesday. So that's just another story out of an epic grand final.
Well, I thought he turned himself inside out. He did his back in as well. So I thought, geez, he's having a rough day, but he played well, played a superb game. Hey, mate, is it a bit of a blur, or you got a clear memory of a lot of the day?
Oh, no, it's a blur at the moment, mate.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to look back at it. I've seen a few sort of highlights, but I'm actually looking forward to later in the week sitting down and having a good look at it, particularly the last quarter and some of those moments, just to get a bit of a picture on. I just remember the deafening noise both ways when Nord did something well and when we did something well. Our competition's alive and well, isn't it?
Oh, 35,000. I mean, it was just unbelievable. As a spectacle, that game simply had it all. And
sold the game, didn't it?
It did.
It sold it.
It did, and it gave me faith back in the game, Reevesy.
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah, it was as stressful as it was on the bench from a coaching perspective. Just the contest after contest was just phenomenal, and some of the ball movements, some of the defensive actions. It had it all, and credit to both teams. I thought it was a fantastic game.
It's a whole club that wins flags. We know that. You know it more than any. I'm mates with Paul Sandico. Sandy has been there a while. He's helped you. He's helped previous coaches build a list, attract players, put it together, put in the hours. It's whole a club, isn't it, is what I'm trying to say, Reva?
Oh, it is, mate. And Sandy, he's the best in the business in my eyes. His ability to be able to have great relationships with every single player, have a great knowledge of the game, an understanding of people, he's phenomenal. And I mean, it's not only him, we've got a range of different people. Tommy Stevens, our high-performance manager, is outstanding at what he does. And my assistant coaching group are phenomenal. And, you don't win it with just one person. It's a collective. It's our 50 players. It's our probably 20-odd staff across the board that are responsible for getting it done.
It's just a pity there had to be a winner. I didn't sleep well last night. I'm thinking, what could have been? It was just one of those games.
Well, I think in both ways, mate. I think the Brigade's probably thinking that, and the North Football Club will probably think that this morning. I know we would have been if it was the other way. And I think Jade a message this morning just along those lines that didn't deserve to be a loser in that game. It was an incredible game of football, and but that's the beauty of a grand final.
Correct.
Someone's going to win and someone's going to lose.
I thought it was a very tough contest. Nord's tackling, I thought, was superb. You guys just didn't give up. The battle of the mids was really absorbing, watching it, play out in front of my eyes, and it was just such a good game to watch. What was your plan pre-game around Harry Boyd?
Oh, we needed Cam to be physical and try and limit him grabbing the ball out of the ruck and or punching it forward. So we tried to sort of set up with an extra number around the back of stoppage just to give us a bit more protection. And if it meant that we could get a spare behind the ball, we'd try and do that. It didn't work, to be honest. It probably allowed them to get on the outside of us a little bit around contest. So we scrapped that at half-time and just went back to, boys, we're going to have to get it done one-on-one. And to the credit of our midfield group, they did that. I think we moved Alex Martini onto the footy in the second half, and that made a big difference. Just gave us a bit of leg speed and a bit of a defensive mindset as a midfielder, and it allowed us to have Chris Curran behind the ball as well. So we made a couple of little moves that, as coaches, you make them every now and then, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That one yesterday felt like it really helped our momentum in the game.
Thought Martini was excellent, especially overhead, and you can't go wrong with having Curran behind the footy.
I thought he was knocked out that first quarter.
Oh, it was a nasty, run up the breadbasket. Hey, half-time, Norwood, they had 3 red time goals just before that, and you're going in thinking you were in the game, and then all of a sudden they got a 3-goal buffer. What was the messaging at half-time? Was it reiterating the belief?
Yeah, it was. We looked at a couple of areas that we felt like we needed to get better at, and we just reiterated again, like what was important, what's been really important through the final series, and it wasn't going to be a structural change or a method change. It was just actually being really locked into doing your job, essentially, and we felt like we were a little bit sloppy defensively, both through the midfield and behind the ball. We sort of let them sort of dictate a little bit to us, so clean up that a little bit, and there wasn't anything extraordinary, mate. It was pretty basic, but it was just reiterating what we do and what we know works for us.
I did notice at 3/4 time, you guys were in a huddle. Not one was down getting a rub down, and I looked over at the Nord huddle. There was about 8 of them. So, full credit to your fitness group and your belief, Darren.
Oh, absolutely, mate. I mean, Tom Stevens is outstanding. I think that we probably don't have him too much longer at our footy club, which is great for him. But the trust the players have in him and the belief that they've got out of the work they've done over a long period of time is outstanding. So, no, full credit to him.
Well, to you, the players, the group, enjoy. You've got the chimney unravelling, if that's what it's called. Timmy's going to be the host, the unveiling.
Yep, I'll see you there tomorrow, Reva.
Sounds good, mate.
Yep. Now, we can't go, but the skipper, what a performance. 7-zip. That's the difference between winning and losing.
Oh, it is. I mean, we had fortunate with Hose kicking 6 last year as well. So,
yeah.
When you're a big key forward, stand up and kick goals on the biggest stage, mate, it goes a long way to winning games of footy.
We'll celebrate well, mate. You deserve it. Don't worry about watching the replay for a couple of months. Just go and enjoy it. Good on you, mate.
I certainly will. Thanks, boys. Thanks for your time.
Beautiful. Darren Reeves, the coach of the successful premiership-winning Tigers.
It's 16 minutes after 6 for the 5AA Sample Show. Not too far away. We'll go even more in-depth on that grand final effort from the Bays. It's time for a break. More calls next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
5AA is inviting you into the studio every afternoon. Head to the 5AA live stream. Thanks to Foodland. Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
At 17 after 6, we are, of course, crossing live to Crown Palladium, the 2024 Brownlow medal count tonight. And on the red carpet, we've had Sarah Wren joining us with Toby Green. She joins us now. How are you, Sarah? You there?
I am. Guys, I'm here with Toby Green with his lovely partner, Georgia. Toby, you're speaking with Timmy G and Stephen Rowe back in Adelaide.
How you going, boys?
How you going, Toby? It'd be great for you going to the Brownlow medal knowing that Zach Butters has knocked you off as the most fine player in the history of AFL.
I haven't really got you, but I could sort of understand that Zach Butters might have taken over my record, which is sensational.
Now, I'm a bit disappointed in that, Toby. I'm your biggest fan over here. I want you to lift your game next year and start getting more reports.
Yeah, well, he's got 10 years to go. I've probably got 3 or 4, so I reckon he gets me.
Hey, Toby, we spoke to Kingo about your year, and he said that Tom Green might be the one that polls well for you guys tonight.
Yeah, I disagree, mate. I think Jesse Hogan wins it. I reckon he's a good bet, so that's where my money would go.
Good. I like this. You're disagreeing with the coach already. This is great. Sensational, mate. Hey, how did you enjoy the year, and what's he like as a coach? He's a good friend of ours here.
Kingers, he's great. He's awesome. He's been very good for us.
Yeah, can you try and win the close ones next year? I have money on you guys winning the flag, Toby. You're 0 from 2 with me.
I'm about 0 from 8 at the moment, so I'm not thrilled about it either.
Enjoy the night, mate. Love how you go about it. Well done. Thanks for your
Toby.
time.
Easy. Have a good one, boys.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. He'd be a bloke that I'd love to take on my boat.
Oh, yeah.
He just can pick him.
Yeah.
He's just a lad.
Don't you love him? Your team too.
Yeah. 19 after 6.
SA's own Respirico Healthcare has been supporting South Australians for 20 years. Our
Our goal is to make a positive difference in people's lives. This month, we're proudly opening a new branch in Kilkenny. It will stock helpful devices for sleep, respiratory and assistive technology, with a focus on complex assistive technology needs. Ask about our education sessions and special offers at Shop 4, 10 to 14 Regency Road, Kilkenny. That's how you start making a positive difference. Respirico Healthcare, 6 stores across SA.
Whether you're coming into the city for footy, friends or family, or you're headed out into SA, you can let Stateliner do the driving for you. They have a fleet of modern, comfortable buses that connects Adelaide to the Eyre Peninsula, the Mid-North, Riverland and South East, with many towns in between. Stateliner buses are equipped with toilets, air conditioning, they're wheelchair accessible, and you can even charge your phone. With 50% off for pensioners, seniors, children and SA full-time students, let Stateliner do the driving for you. Book today.
Now, the biggest threat to your business isn't your competition, it's cybercrime. Now, cybercrime threats impacting Australian businesses large and small continue to grow year on year.
So it's simple. One call to one solution will put your business in a safe place, save you the devastating consequences of cybercrime. It's the smartest and most cost-effective business decision you'll make, because they're sneaky little starts with B and N's and R's. Before you know it, Timmy, you're done.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No.
Now,
Not with one solution.
Correct. Well, the good thing is One Solution is local as well. A full-service technology company right here in Adelaide, offering a diverse range of solutions across IT, telecommunications, phone and mobile systems, cybersecurity and AI implementation.
The best in business, and you want to be that. They're Platinum Telstra partners. It's One Solution. Visit onesolution.net.au.
In SA, is there really such a thing as an average road trip? From cellar doors to first pours, campsites to long hikes, leafy laneways to boutique city stays, dusty plumes to old school tunes, the first river dip to the first Shiraz sip. Find our treasures and soak it up on the open road. Visit southaustralia.com to travel our way for experiences worthy of a road trip.
At SEW Eurodrive, quality, service and delivery is entrenched in our DNA. We're the driving force in creating a competitive advantage for our customers. Visit sew-eurodrive.com.au, driving Australian industry since 1982.
Paint Professionals turned the job around so quickly, from the initial quotation straight through to completion.
Now is the perfect time to call Paint Professionals and receive a professional colour consultation valued at up to $250. Yours free if you decide to paint your entire house inside or out, getting ready for sale, or giving your home a new lease of life. Make it a great experience. Call Paint Professionals for this limited offer. T's and C's apply. paintprofessionals.com.au.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
22 minutes after 6, we'll relive the SANFL Grand Final. I'm sure my co-host Matt Panos doesn't really want to do that in about 8 minutes' time, but from 6:30, the 5AA SANFL Show is coming up here on 5AA. And some news coming through from Tom Morris on Channel 9 around the 2024 AFL Grand Final umpires. You'll be probably happy to know, being a Port supporter, last couple of games, a lot of the same umpires did the semi and the prelim. They won't really be featuring in the grand final. Just the one, Matt Stevic, will feature on grand final day. The other three, Simon Meredith, Craig Fleer and Nick Foote, umpired the other preliminary final between Geelong and Brisbane. There was a lot of backlash around the quality of umpiring from the Port games.
Well, there was. So of them, I'd only know them by the Quiff. The Quiff was number 22. Please tell me he didn't get a GF.
I don't even know what his name is.
Number 22.
I don't know the numbers. Let me go. I'll go through that and I'll try and find out if number 22 is
How
your man.
the Quiff?
In the meantime...
No, here it is. No, here he is, number 22. He is the emergency... No, he's not. He's not in there at all. So he's not going to be on grand final day.
Good, and nor should he be. Hello, David at Aberfoyle Park.
How you going, guys? All right?
Hey, David.
Just finished cooking the barbecue and had a nice glass of Molly Dooker, so I thought you might appreciate that, Rowey.
A little bit of Molly Dooker up the rooker, Dave.
Mate,
good
the
on
boxer,
you.
mate. You can't beat it, mate. Beautiful. Guys, I don't want to go too much on Port Adelaide because I'm a Port man, but you know, when you bomb it in constantly, you never do yourself any favours.
No.
You know what I mean? I think that's done. You know, game done. Okay, now I've said this a couple of weeks ago. I tipped the Bays to win. The hard road gets you there sometimes, right? And it's happened so many times before. You know what I mean? The side that has the rest doesn't sort of get up, but that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I also said that Brisbane will win the grand final because they've been there last year and they have the fire. They should back it up this year and go there. And I said that a few weeks ago, but that's my opinion.
Good on you, Dave.
All right, and okay, I reckon there'll be a 2-share Brownlow. It'll be Dacos and Neil, I reckon, because I think they both had stellar years, and I reckon they'll probably share it.
Gotcha.
So there you go. So guys, you know what I mean? Well done. I've listened to you all night.
Good on you, Dave. Sitting out in there having a barbie. Listen, if you get that quinella right, I'll up your Molly Duca for a Ruston Black Gut Shiraz.
Yeah. I've got one more to add. Trelaw, right? He'll get in the top 3.
Okay, that's a good call.
Bulldog Trelaw.
In front of Bont. But, Dave, is it a boxer or a blue-eyed boy you're onto there?
Ooh. A boxer is a Molly Duca red wine, mate.
Yeah, is that the one you're on, the boxer, are you?
Yeah, absolutely beautiful, mate, beautiful. My dad was a boxer, so I love drinking it.
And you got some lamb chops on the barbie, or just little sausages?
A bit of hamburger meat and a bit of steak. So you know, basic stuff, mate.
Beautiful. That's Monday night. Monday night dinner with Dave.
He's in the shed cooking a barbie. Got a Molly Duca up. I mean, honestly,
life can't get better.
Cannot get better.
Let's go to Ken at Morfett Vale. Go, Ken.
How you going, boys? I'm halfway through cooking a barbecue, but I've turned it down to low.
Good on you, Kenny.
Oh, yeah, my turn to cook tonight. Now, Stephen and Tim, I know you both you guys are bleeding, but at least you got into the finals. I'm a Sturt and Crow supporter, so I didn't even get the chance to even get it hopeful, let alone excited. But look, once again, the knives are out at Port Adelaide, and I happen if the Port Adelaide supporters want to get on Google, there's a very good knife sharpener who does business in Findon. But I just thought I'd throw that in. But what I really wanted to say is...
Yes, Ken.
He's on Google if you want to get into it.
All right. We got it, Kenny.
But anyway, what I wanted to say was I don't know why the knives are out for Ken Hinckley. He was good enough to get him into the finishing second. And I don't think on Saturday any of the other coaches who came up against Sydney would have been able to conjure up a win anyway.
Yeah, Ken, a lot of people along that train of thought. Lee Matthews is one. There's not a lot of difference between a coach that can get you into the finals, get you into a prelim, as opposed to getting you into a grand final and winning it. It's the players, it's the talent. But there were a couple of things I think that the coaching group on a whole, because it is a coaching group on a whole, got wrong on the weekend. They got right the week before, got horribly wrong the week before that. That's a worry. And we'll take that up when Ken comes in.
Yep, and we'll be speaking to him hopefully in the next week or so as the season winds up for Port Adelaide. Hey, 5AA's Golf Day is back this year. We're partnering up with Phil Hoffman Travel. It's a fantastic day, isn't it? At the Glenelg Golf Club this year, featuring all your favourite 5AA presenters. It's Friday, the 11th of October. So all you have to do to join us, go to 5AA.com.au, register now, and we could be calling you this Friday as one of our lucky winners. Don't miss out. All thanks to Phil Hoffman Travel, creating moments you'll never forget. PHT.com.au for hundreds of exclusive deals. Enjoy your barbecues, everyone. Seems like everyone's having one tonight. 27 after 6, the 5AA Sample Show next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast. The 30-year Greater Adelaide